Beneath your feet lies a time capsule, layer upon layer of rock and sediment, each telling a story of Earth's distant past. For the next 3 hours, we'll peel back these layers, revealing a world both familiar and alien. Join us as we'll explore questions that have puzzled scientists for centuries. How did life first emerge from primordial seas? What forces drove the evolution of Earth's most iconic creatures? And what can the rise and fall of ancient ecosystems teach us about our own future? Earth formed approximately 4.6 billion years ago through a series of complex processes that began with the formation of the solar system itself. The journey started within a massive cloud of gas and dust, known as a solar nebula. Over time, this nebula collapsed under its own gravity. As it contracted, it began to spin, flattening into a disk shape. Most of the material gathered at the center, forming the sun, while the remaining dust and gas slowly coalesced to create the planets. Small particles within this disk collided and stuck together, forming larger bodies known as planetesimals. These planetesimals continued to collide and merge over millions of years, gradually building up the planets we know today. Through these constant impacts, Earth began to take shape, growing larger as it accumulated more mass. This process created a still hot mass, allowing for the differentiation of materials based on density. Heavier elements like iron sank toward the center, while lighter materials formed the crust. In its early years, Earth was a hostile environment, characterized by frequent collisions and extreme volcanic activity. The heat generated by these impacts and internal pressure kept the surface molten for a considerable time. Eventually, as the planet cooled, a solid crust began to form. This stabilization allowed for the accumulation of water vapor from volcanic outgassing and possibly from icy comets striking the surface. As temperatures dropped, water began to condense and pool, forming the oceans. The formation of Earth set the stage for the chemical processes that would eventually lead to life. The environment was dynamic and ever-changing, with the atmosphere evolving as volcanic gases cooled and reacted. This primordial Earth, with its molten core and developing surface, was a crucial step in the intricate dance of cosmic events that ultimately gave rise to the diverse planet we inhabit today. The early Earth underwent several significant geological events that profoundly shaped its structure and environment. One of the first major events was the heavy bombardment period, which lasted from about 4.6 billion to 4 billion years ago. During this time, Earth was repeatedly struck by planetesimals and asteroids. These collisions not only contributed to the size of the planet, but also generated immense heat, causing widespread melting and leading to the formation of a largely molten surface. As Earth cooled, tectonic processes began to take shape. The cooling allowed the formation of a solid crust, which was initially unstable and fragmented. This resulted in the first tectonic plates, setting off a chain reaction of volcanic activity and continental drift. Ancient volcanic arcs and oceanic ridges began forming alongside deep ocean basins. The movement of these tectonic plates would eventually create the continental landmasses we recognize today. Another critical event in shaping early Earth was the formation of the atmosphere. Initially, Earth's atmosphere was toxic, composed primarily of carbon dioxide and water vapor with little to no oxygen. However, volcanic activity played a vital role in releasing gases. As the planet cooled, water vapor condensed to form oceans, which acted as a buffer. The development of microbial life later, especially photosynthetic organisms, contributed oxygen to the atmosphere over millions of years, leading to a significant transformation known as the Great Oxidation Event. Glacial periods also marked early Earth's geological history. Around 2 billion years ago, evidence suggests that the planet experienced significant glaciation events, where ice sheets reached the equator. These ice ages shaped the landscape by eroding rocks and redistributing sediments, influencing the development of continents and ocean basins. Together, these major geological events laid the foundation for a planet that would eventually support diverse life forms and complex ecosystems. The development of Earth's atmosphere and oceans was a gradual process that unfolded over billions of years in the planet's formative years. Initially, when Earth was still a molten mass, the atmosphere was primarily composed of gases released from volcanic activity, including carbon dioxide, water vapor, ammonia, and methane. However, as the planet began to cool, water vapor in the atmosphere started to condense and fall as rain, leading to the filling of low-lying areas and the formation of the first oceans. The role of volcanic outgassing was essential in this process. Volcanic eruptions released large quantities of water vapor and other gases which filled the atmosphere. As the temperature of Earth decreased and the surface solidified, that water vapor could finally condense. This event marked a turning point, as the accumulation of liquid water laid the groundwork for future geological and biological developments. Over time, the oceans became a complex mixture of minerals and compounds because of the weathering of rocks and sediments on Earth's surface. Rivers transported these dissolved minerals to the seas, leading to a rich marine environment. This process of erosion and sedimentation contributed to the chemical diversity of the oceans, which would be crucial for the emergence of life. Simultaneously, the atmosphere underwent a significant transformation. Initially dominated by carbon dioxide, it gradually became enriched with oxygen due to the photosynthetic activity of early microorganisms, particularly cyanobacteria. This shift dramatically altered the composition of the atmosphere, leading to the gradual buildup of oxygen. As the atmosphere and oceans evolved, they established the conditions necessary for life, which would proliferate and thrive in the aquatic environments of the early Earth. Together, these developments set the stage for a dynamic planet capable of supporting diverse ecosystems and complex life forms. The search for evidence of early life on Earth has yielded remarkable discoveries that illuminate our planet's distant past. One of the most significant pieces of evidence comes from fossilized microorganisms found in ancient rock formations. Microfossils, some dating back as far as 3.5 billion years, have been discovered in places such as Western Australia's Pilbara region and South Africa's Barberton Greenstone Belt. These tiny remains, often resembling bacteria or stromatolites, showcase some of the earliest life forms that thrived in the primordial oceans. Stromatolites are particularly intriguing, as they are layered structures created by microbial mats, primarily formed by cyanobacteria. These structures exhibit growth patterns that indicate the presence of life in ancient seas. Fossilized stromatolites found in rocks over 3 billion years old are compelling evidence of biological activity and suggest that life existed in a variety of environments on early Earth. Beyond fossils, isotopic evidence provides additional insights into early life. Certain carbon isotopes, specifically carbon-12 and carbon-13, have distinct ratios found in organic compounds created by living organisms. Researchers have found evidence of these isotopic signatures in ancient rocks, suggesting that metabolic processes akin to those of modern life were occurring as far back as 3.8 billion years ago. Moreover, molecular biosignatures, such as specific organic molecules, have been identified in ancient sediments. These organic compounds serve as chemical markers, indicating the presence of life. The combination of fossil records, isotopic analyses, and molecular evidence paints a detailed picture of early life on Earth, showcasing its resilience and adaptability in an ever-changing environment, and emphasizing the profound impact these ancient forms of life had on shaping our planet's ecosystems. Pangaea, the most famous supercontinent in Earth's history, formed during the late Paleozoic era, around 320 million years ago. The genesis of Pangaea began with the gradual movement and collision of smaller landmasses, driven by the process of plate tectonics. Throughout geological time, continents have been in constant motion, and these shifting plates eventually converged to create a colossal landmass. The collision of the ancient continents of Gondwana and Laurasia was pivotal in this union, bringing together present-day Africa, South America, North America, Europe, Asia, and Antarctica into a single supercontinent. Climate played a crucial role in this dispersal as well. The Mesozoic era was characterized by a generally warm climate with lush vegetation that provided abundant resources. Dinosaurs thrived in diverse habitats, from arid deserts to coastal wetlands. The favorable climate allowed for a wide range of species, further promoting their distribution as they adapted to different environments. Fossil evidence of similar dinosaur species found across different continents suggests that these animals could successfully migrate and establish populations in new regions over millions of years. Additionally, the evolution of specific adaptations, such as the ability to travel long distances and exploit various ecological niches, supported their global spread. Dinosaurs began to occupy many ecological roles, resulting in success across diverse habitats worldwide. This adaptability and the changing arrangement of the Earth's land masses allowed them to become dominant terrestrial vertebrates during their reign. During the Triassic period, which lasted from approximately 253 million to 249 million years ago, several major groups of dinosaurs began to emerge. The Triassic marks a significant evolutionary transition, with the first true dinosaurs appearing alongside a variety of other archosaurian reptiles. Among the earliest and most notable groups were the Saurischia and Ornithischia, which would later give rise to the diverse lineages that populated the Mesozoic era. The Saurischia, or lizard-hipped dinosaurs, included both theropods and sauropodomorphs. Theropods were predominantly bipedal carnivores, known for their agility and sharp teeth. Early theropods, such as Herrerasaurus and Eoraptor, exhibited features that foreshadowed the later dominance of this group, which would include famous predators like Tyrannosaurus rex and Velociraptor. Meanwhile, the sauropodomorphs were primarily herbivorous and characterized by long necks and tails, with early representatives like Plateosaurus showcasing these traits. On the other hand, the Ornithischia, or bird-hipped dinosaurs, also began to take shape during the Triassic. This group consisted of various herbivorous dinosaurs that would later diversify into successful lineages. Although true ornithischians became more prevalent in the Jurassic period, early members like Pisanosaurus marked the beginnings of this group's evolutionary journey. These dinosaurs exhibited adaptations for plant eating and would eventually give rise to iconic forms such as Stegosaurus and Triceratops. The evolutionary innovations observed in these early Triassic dinosaur groups laid the groundwork for their success in the subsequent Jurassic and Cretaceous periods. Both major lineages contributed to the increasing diversity of dinosaurs, adapting to different ecological roles and environments as they evolved into some of the most recognizable and dominant life forms on Earth for millions of years. Herbivorous and carnivorous dinosaurs exhibited several significant differences that reflected their distinct lifestyles and adaptations. One of the most notable variations lies in their dental structure and feeding mechanisms. Herbivorous dinosaurs, such as sauropods and ornithopods, typically possessed flat, wide teeth designed for grinding and processing tough plant material. These teeth enabled them to efficiently consume leaves, stems, and other fibrous plant matter. In contrast, carnivorous dinosaurs like theropods had sharp, serrated teeth suited for tearing flesh. Their dental adaptations allowed them to capture and consume prey effectively, with some species employing a killing bite that could swiftly dispatch their victims. Another key difference is found in their body structures and locomotion. Herbivorous dinosaurs often evolved larger body sizes, which provided advantages in feeding and defense. Many species, such as Brachiosaurus, developed long necks that allowed them to reach high vegetation, while others, like Triceratops, boasted formidable horns and frills for protection against predators. In contrast, many carnivorous dinosaurs were generally lighter and more agile, with adaptations for speed and hunting prowess. These predators needed to pursue and capture prey, leading to body plans that favored agility and quick bursts of speed. Behavioral distinctions also marked the differences between these two groups. Herbivorous dinosaurs often engaged in social behaviors, forming herds that provided safety in numbers against predators. This social structure allowed them to graze on vegetation while relying on group vigilance to detect approaching threats. Carnivorous dinosaurs, on the other hand, displayed solitary or pack-hunting behaviors, depending on the species. Some notable carnivores, such as Velociraptor, likely engaged in cooperative hunting strategies, while others, like the adult Tyrannosaurus rex, may have been solitary hunters. Finally, their ecological roles greatly differed. Herbivorous dinosaurs played a crucial role in their ecosystems as primary consumers, shaping plant communities and influencing the distribution of flora. In contrast, carnivorous dinosaurs served as apex predators, regulating herbivore populations and maintaining the balance within their ecosystems. These adaptations and roles illustrate the diverse strategies dinosaurs employed to thrive in a variety of habitats across the Mesozoic era. Sauropods, the long-necked dinosaurs known for their colossal sizes, grew to such enormous proportions through a combination of evolutionary adaptations that allowed them to thrive in their environments. One of the key factors contributing to their size was their herbivorous diet. As primary consumers, sauropods had access to abundant vegetation, which enabled them to consume vast quantities of plant material. Their long necks allowed them to reach high into trees and forage for leaves, providing a nutritional advantage that supported their colossal size. Another important aspect of sauropod growth was their unique physiological adaptations. Their bodies were supported by a lightweight yet sturdy skeletal structure that featured hollow bones, reducing overall weight without sacrificing strength. This adaptation was crucial for supporting such massive bodies, allowing them to maintain their size while remaining mobile. Additionally, their limb structure, with column-like legs that help distribute their weight evenly, contributed to their stability and ability to traverse various terrains. The growth rate of sauropods also played a significant role in their size. Fossil evidence suggests that these dinosaurs experienced rapid growth during their early life stages, potentially reaching adulthood in a relatively short period of time as compared to modern large animals. This fast growth allowed them to attain their enormous size quickly, enabling them to dominate their ecosystems and escape predation from smaller carnivorous dinosaurs. Finally, reproductive strategies influenced sauropod success. They laid large clutches of eggs, which likely resulted in numerous offspring. This high reproductive output may have ensured that at least some young would survive to adulthood, despite the challenges of their environment. Together, these factors created a positive feedback loop where access to abundant resources, efficient growth strategies, and advantageous anatomical features allowed sauropods to achieve and sustain their remarkable size, dominating the Mesozoic landscapes for millions of years. Theropods, the bipedal carnivorous dinosaurs, were exceptionally effective predators for several reasons, stemming from their anatomical features, behavioral adaptations, and evolutionary strategies. One of the key factors contributing to their predatory success was their skeletal structure. Theropods had lightweight, flexible bodies with long legs that allowed them to run swiftly and efficiently. Their long, powerful hind limbs facilitated rapid movement, enabling them to chase down prey or escape threats in their environment. The teeth and claws of theropods were also integral to their hunting effectiveness. Many species possessed sharp, serrated teeth designed for tearing flesh, allowing them to efficiently consume their victims. For instance, species like Tyrannosaurus rex had robust jaws with powerful bite forces capable of crushing bone. In addition, the presence of retractable claws on many theropods lent them the ability to grasp and hold on to prey securely, further enhancing their hunting capabilities. Theropods exhibited various hunting strategies that increased their effectiveness as predators. Some species, such as Velociraptor, likely engaged in pack hunting behaviors, working together to take down larger prey. This cooperative hunting strategy not only made them more efficient in targeting bigger animals, but also allowed them to protect themselves from potential threats. In contrast, solitary hunters like the mighty Allosaurus used ambush tactics, combining speed and agility with keen senses to stalk and surprise their prey. The formation of Pangaea had significant consequences for Earth's climate and ecosystems. As land masses coalesced, vast inland areas formed, which likely contributed to a drier climate in certain regions due to the distance from the moderating influence of oceans. The formation also disrupted ocean currents and altered weather patterns, profoundly impacting the flora and fauna of the time. This period saw the rise of expansive forests and diverse species, contributing to a rich tapestry of life. However, this supercontinent did not remain intact for long. Around 200 million years ago, during the Mesozoic era, the forces of plate tectonics initiated the breakup of Pangaea. As tectonic plates shifted, rifts began to form, leading to the gradual splitting of this enormous landmass into two major landforms, Gondwana in the south and Laurasia in the north. This dramatic rifting process involved volcanic activity and the creation of new ocean basins, including the early Atlantic Ocean. The breakup of Pangaea was a lengthy and dynamic process that spanned millions of years, leading to the formation of the continents we recognize today. As the land masses drifted apart, new geological features emerged and ecosystems evolved in response to changing climates and environments. This fracturing set the stage for the rich biodiversity we see in contemporary species and demonstrated the immense influence of geological activity on the planet's evolution. Before dinosaurs roamed the Earth, life was vibrant and diverse, inhabited by a range of organisms that reflected the dynamic ecosystems of the time. During the Paleozoic era, particularly in the late Devonian period, the planet was dominated by an array of marine life. The oceans were teeming with a variety of creatures, including armored fish known as placoderms, large cephalopods like ammonites, and diverse coral reefs that formed elaborate underwater habitats. These reefs served as important ecosystems and provided shelter for many marine species. On land, during the late Paleozoic, primitive plant life began to flourish with the emergence of ferns, cycads, and the early ancestors of flowering plants. The Carboniferous period, known for its lush, swampy forests, saw the rise of giant club mosses and horsetails that reached remarkable heights. This era also witnessed the evolution of the first terrestrial vertebrates, such as amphibians, which ventured from water to land and began to adapt to new environments. As life progressed into the Mesozoic era, reptiles became increasingly prominent. The Triassic period marked the appearance of the first true dinosaurs, but before their dominance, other reptiles, including archosaurs and the ancestors of crocodiles and birds, were evolving. Additionally, the first mammals emerged during this time, albeit in small and often nocturnal forms, overshadowed by the previously dominant reptiles. The end of the Paleozoic era and the dawn of the Mesozoic were marked by significant events, including the Permian-Triassic extinction event, the largest extinction in Earth's history, which wiped out nearly 90% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial organisms. This catastrophic event paved the way for the rise of dinosaurs, but was preceded by a rich tapestry of life forms that set the stage for future evolutionary developments. Dinosaurs first evolved during the late Triassic period, approximately 230 million years ago. Their emergence was part of a broader evolutionary narrative that included a variety of reptiles that roamed the Earth during this time. Early dinosaurs are believed to have evolved from a group of archosaurian reptiles, which were characterized by specific features such as an upright stance, a unique hip structure, and distinctive skull characteristics. These early archosaurs were able to adapt to changing environments, setting the stage for the rise of dinosaurs. During this period, the Earth was undergoing significant changes, including a warm climate and the breakup of the supercontinent Pangaea. This environmental stability allowed for a variety of ecological niches to flourish. Among these were the early dinosaurs, who began to diversify rapidly. The first dinosaur species were relatively small and bipedal, with adaptations that made them efficient predators or agile herbivores. Notable early dinosaurs from this time include Herrerasaurus, a formidable carnivore, and Eoraptor, which is considered one of the earliest known members of the dinosaur lineage. The Triassic period represented a time of experimentation in vertebrate evolution. The competition with other reptilian groups, including the more prominent archosaurs and the emerging mammals, drove the adaptation and specialization of these early dinosaurs. Their ability to develop traits such as enhanced locomotion, diverse feeding strategies, and adaptability to various ecosystems allowed them to thrive and fill numerous ecological roles. As the Triassic gave way to the Jurassic period, dinosaurs began to dominate terrestrial ecosystems. This transformation marked the beginning of the Mesozoic era, often referred to as the Age of Dinosaurs. From humble beginnings, dinosaurs diversified into a multitude of species and forms, ultimately leading to the iconic and varied dinosaurs that would come to define this era. Dinosaurs achieved remarkable evolutionary success due to a series of key adaptations that enabled them to thrive in diverse environments. One of the primary factors was their unique skeletal structure, characterized by an upright posture. This adaptation allowed for more efficient locomotion compared to the sprawling limbs of earlier reptiles. The upright stance freed up the limbs to develop sophisticated movement patterns, which allowed dinosaurs to run, hunt, and escape predators effectively. Another significant adaptation was their varied diets, which reflected their remarkable ability to occupy different ecological niches. Dinosaurs were diverse in their feeding habits, encompassing herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. This variability helped them exploit a wide range of food sources, from the lush vegetation of their habitats to other animals. Herbivorous dinosaurs developed specialized teeth and digestive systems to process tough plant material, while carnivores evolved sharp teeth and claws for hunting. This adaptability to different diets contributed to their resilience in changing environments. Dinosaurs also exhibited advanced reproductive strategies that enhanced their survival. Most dinosaurs laid eggs, but many species exhibited behaviors that promoted the care and protection of their young. Fossils indicate that some species built nests and may have engaged in brooding behavior, which likely increased the survival rates of hatchlings in a perilous world dominated by predators. These reproductive adaptations allowed for successful colonization of diverse habitats, Additionally, dinosaurs exhibited considerable physiological adaptations. Many were endothermic, meaning they maintained a stable internal body temperature. This would have allowed them to thrive in various climate conditions, potentially leading to more active lifestyles and greater foraging ranges. Their size, ranging from small, agile species to massive, long-necked giants, provided further advantages in terms of habitat utilization and resource exploitation. Together, these adaptations not only set dinosaurs apart from other reptiles, but also positioned them as dominant terrestrial vertebrates throughout the Mesozoic era. Dinosaurs spread across the globe, primarily due to the movement of tectonic plates and the changing geography of the Earth during the Mesozoic era. When dinosaurs first evolved during the late Triassic period, all the continents were part of the supercontinent Pangaea. This large landmass facilitated the initial dispersal of species because animals could move freely across connected land areas. As Pangaea began to break apart during the Jurassic period, the continents started to drift into the positions we recognize today, creating new environments that influenced how dinosaurs spread. As the continents separated, various landmasses became isolated from one another, resulting in distinct evolutionary paths for dinosaur populations. However, even with these separations, different species managed to traverse new barriers, thanks to factors such as changing sea levels and land bridges that formed during times of lower sea levels. Dinosaurs utilized these temporary corridors to move between regions, allowing them to expand their range and adapt to different ecological niches. Their keen sensory adaptations contributed significantly to their predatory success. Theropods are believed to have had acute sight and, in some cases, excellent hearing, which enabled them to detect the slightest movements or sounds made by their prey. This combination of advanced physical traits, social behaviors, and sensory adaptations made theropods one of the most effective and versatile groups of predators to ever roam the Earth, allowing them to occupy a range of ecological niches across Mesozoic ecosystems. Ceratopsians, the group of herbivorous dinosaurs that includes well-known species like Triceratops, are easily recognized by their distinctive frills and horns. These physical features served multiple important functions that contributed to their survival in Mesozoic ecosystems. One of the primary uses of the frills and horns was for defense. The large, bony frill at the back of the skull provided protection for vital neck and head areas from predators. The prominent horns on the forehead or above the eyes, which varied in size and shape among different ceratopsian species, likely served as formidable weapons in confrontations with predators. These structures could be used to fend off attacks while also deterring would-be aggressors by appearing more intimidating. Another significant function of frills and horns was social display and species recognition. Ceratopsians likely used their frills and horns in various social contexts, such as during mating rituals or establishing dominance within a herd. The size, shape, and coloration of these features could have acted as visual signals to communicate both species identity and individual fitness. Larger and more impressive horns might have attracted mates or solidified an individual's status within a social group. Ceratopsian frills and horns also played a role in thermoregulation. The large surface area of the frill may have helped dissipate heat, allowing these dinosaurs to manage their body temperatures more effectively, particularly in hot Mesozoic climates. This ability to regulate temperature would have been advantageous when the environment became particularly challenging. Lastly, there is evidence to suggest that ceratopsians engaged in behaviors such as headbutting or grappling with each other, using their horns as tools in social interactions. Fossilized remains with interactions suggesting combat or ritualized displays further support this hypothesis. Thus, ceratopsians utilized their frills and horns in a multifaceted manner, aiding both in defense against predators and in social dynamics within their species. Stegosaurs and ankylosaurs were remarkable dinosaurs, each with distinct characteristics that made them stand out among their contemporaries. Stegosaurs, known for their distinctive dorsal plates and spiked tails, were primarily herbivores that roamed the Jurassic period. Their plates, which could reach lengths of over 2 feet, were not just for show. Scientists believe these structures helped regulate body temperature, acted as a display for mating rituals, and possibly served to defend against predators. The spikes at the end of their tails, known as the thagomizer, were formidable weapons used to fend off threats. On the other hand, ankylosaurs were heavily armored dinosaurs that emerged later, primarily during the Cretaceous period. They are easily recognizable due to their thick, bumpy skin and the characteristic clubbed tail, which could deliver powerful blows to potential predators. One of the most fascinating aspects of ankylosaurs is their extensive body armor. This armor consisted of bony plates fused with their skin, providing not just protection, but also an impressive display of resilience against attacks from larger carnivorous dinosaurs. Both groups shared the herbivorous diet, which meant they played significant roles in their ecosystems as plant eaters. Interestingly, while stegosaurs were fast on their feet for their size, ankylosaurs were more lumbering and stocky, designed for a life spent mostly near the ground, browsing on low-lying vegetation. This difference in physical adaptations led to unique survival strategies within their respective environments. Though they lived in different eras, stegosaurs and ankylosaurs demonstrate the diverse adaptations seen in dinosaurs. Their unique features not only showcase the evolutionary paths taken by these species, but also illustrate the various ways dinosaurs thrived in a world filled with challenges and competition. Understanding these adaptations provides a fascinating insight into the dynamic ecosystems of prehistoric Earth. Fossil evidence has provided intriguing insights into the social behavior of dinosaurs, showcasing a complexity that was once attributed only to mammals. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from the discovery of large fossilized bone beds, where numerous dinosaur skeletons from the same species were found together. This suggests that certain species, such as hadrosaurs, might have lived in herds, possibly to provide safety in numbers from predators. The sheer volume of bones at these sites indicates that these creatures may have engaged in social interactions, whether through migration or communal living. Additionally, researchers have observed trackways, trails left by groups of dinosaurs walking together. These footprints can reveal much about their behavior. For instance, varying sizes of footprints found in close proximity indicate that different ages and sizes of a species traveled together, suggesting parental care or social structure within the group. Some trackways show a pattern of movement that aligns with the behavior of herd animals, where individuals maintain a cohesive group while avoiding straying too far from one another. Certain fossilized eggs and nesting sites further highlight the nurturing behavior of dinosaurs. Discoveries of large nesting colonies, particularly from species like the duck-billed dinosaurs, reveal that these creatures may have engaged in communal nesting behavior. Such sites often show multiple nests in close proximity, and evidence suggests that adult dinosaurs likely cared for the young after they hatched, contributing to the survival of their offspring. Finally, there is also the case of certain theropods and their more complex social structures. Evidence from fossilized nest arrangements and footprints shows that these dinosaurs, some of which may have been precursors to modern birds, possibly exhibited behaviors like cooperative hunting or pack living. These findings paint a picture of dinosaurs that were not simply solitary beasts, but rather creatures with intricate social dynamics, adapting their behaviors to meet the challenges of their environments. Dinosaurs likely used a variety of methods to communicate, much like modern animals do today. While many aspects of their communication remain speculative due to the lack of direct evidence, paleontologists have deduced possible behaviors based on fossil finds and the study of existing animals. One primary form of communication may have been vocalizations. Various dinosaur species likely produce sounds, such as roars, calls, or even low rumbles, similar to how birds and modern reptiles communicate. In fact, some theropods, which are the ancestors of birds, may have had vocal capabilities that allowed for complex sounds that served different social functions. Visual displays were another critical aspect of dinosaur communication. Dinosaurs exhibited a range of physical features that could have been used for signaling to one another. For instance, species like the theropod Dilophosaurus had crests on their heads that could have been used to communicate visual cues, indicating aggression or readiness to mate. Similarly, large frills and colorful plumage in some species may have played a role in attracting mates or asserting dominance, suggesting a reliance on visual signals during social interactions. In addition to sound and visual cues, physical interactions among dinosaurs likely played a significant role in their communication. The behavior of nuzzling, nudging, or even posturing could convey messages related to social hierarchy or reproductive status. Fossil evidence, such as scratches and bite marks found on bones, hints at interactions that could indicate patterns of aggressive behavior or mating displays, revealing how dinosaurs managed their social relationships. Overall, the blend of vocalizations, visual displays, and physical interactions likely formed a multifaceted communication system among dinosaurs. While our understanding of this intricate aspect of their lives is limited, ongoing research continues to provide insights that help us appreciate the complexities of dinosaur behavior in a rich, prehistoric world. Dinosaur mating rituals and courtship behaviors are inferred from a combination of fossil evidence, comparative studies with modern animals, and interpretations of physical characteristics. While definitive proof remains elusive due to the nature of fossilization, there are intriguing clues that suggest complex behaviors may have existed among these ancient creatures. For example, certain species exhibited elaborate physical traits such as crests, frills, and colorful displays, which likely played a role in attracting potential mates. These adornments could serve as visual signals of health and genetic fitness, much like the vibrant plumage of modern birds. The discovery of nesting sites has provided additional insight into courtship behaviors. Fossilized eggs found in clusters suggest that some species may have engaged in communal nesting, hinting at the involvement of multiple adults in reproduction and care for the offspring. Observations of nesting sites, such as those of the duck-billed dinosaurs, indicate that males may have displayed certain behaviors during the nesting period to attract females, combining courtship with parental instincts. This dual purpose ensures that the young had better chances of survival, fostering a cooperative approach to reproduction. Footprint evidence also supports the notion of complex social interactions during courtship. Trackways containing different sizes of footprints gathering together may indicate that males were engaging in displays to woo females. The movement patterns observed in these tracks suggest that specific behaviors, such as acting rituals and displays of aggression, could be playing out within these groups. Additional interpretations of bite and scratch marks on fossils hint at possible courtship or territorial displays, as engaged individuals sought to establish dominance or appeal to mates. While the exact rituals and courtship methods of dinosaurs may never be completely understood, the amalgamation of physical attributes, nesting behaviors, and fossil evidence implies that these ancient creatures engaged in a rich tapestry of reproductive strategies. Each discovery continues to add depth to our understanding of how dinosaurs communicated affection, aggression, and attraction in their quest to ensure the survival of their own species. The ways in which different dinosaur species cared for their young varied significantly, reflecting a range of parental strategies. Fossil evidence has revealed that some dinosaur species, especially herbivorous ones like hadrosaurs and ceratopsians, exhibited discernible nesting behaviors. Large fossilized nests containing multiple eggs suggest that these species may have engaged in communal nesting, where several adults laid eggs in close proximity. Such arrangements hint at a cooperative approach to raising young, possibly allowing for shared responsibilities in guarding and maintaining the nests. Parental care likely extended beyond simply laying eggs. Fossils of dinosaurs, like the theropod oviraptor, suggest that some species may have brooded their eggs, similar to modern birds. Evidence shows that oviraptors were frequently found in protective positions over their nests, indicating a commitment to incubating their eggs, defending them against predators, and providing warmth during the critical incubation period. This behavior is a striking example of nurturing, suggesting that at least some dinosaurs took an active role in the early development of their offspring. Juvenile fossils provide further insight into the care of young dinosaurs. Evidence reveals that young dinosaurs faced threats from predators, and caring parents may have provided protection. For instance, the discovery of juvenile hadrosaurs found alongside adult specimens indicates that they likely traveled in groups, where adults helped safeguard the young during foraging trips. By staying in proximity to their offspring, these dinosaurs could offer both safety and guidance as the young learned to navigate their environments. Not all dinosaur species displayed the same level of parental investment. Some, including certain small theropods, might have laid their eggs and left without providing care, similar to many modern reptiles. The diversity in parental strategies among dinosaurs illustrates the adaptability of these creatures, demonstrating that their approaches to the challenges of raising young were as varied as the species themselves. This complexity adds depth to our understanding of dinosaur behavior and their ecological roles throughout the ages. Predatory dinosaurs employed a variety of sophisticated hunting strategies, much like modern carnivores. One of the most notable techniques was cooperative hunting, particularly evident in theropod species such as the formidable Velociraptor. Evidence from fossilized trackways suggests that these dinosaurs may have hunted in packs, working together to outmaneuver and corner their prey, whether it was smaller dinosaurs or even larger herbivores. This strategy allowed them to leverage their numbers, increasing their chances of a successful kill. Ambush tactics were another strategy used by many predatory dinosaurs. Species like the fearsome Allosaurus likely employed stealth and patience, using their physical features and surroundings to get close to unsuspecting prey before launching a surprise attack. Their powerful legs and sharp claws were perfectly adapted for sudden bursts of speed, enabling these hunters to spring into action at a moment's notice. This approach would have been especially effective in environments with dense foliage, where camouflage provided an advantage. Some predatory dinosaurs exhibited unique physical adaptations that enhanced their hunting capabilities. The large teeth and powerful jaws of the Tyrannosaurus rex suggest it relied on biting down hard on its prey, crushing bones and delivering fatal wounds quickly. Meanwhile, smaller theropods often had more agile bodies, making them adept at chasing down smaller, faster prey. The diversity in size and structure among predatory dinosaurs meant that they could occupy various ecological niches, allowing for a more complex web of predator-prey relationships. In addition to these physical strategies, the social behavior of predatory dinosaurs might have played an essential role in their hunting success. Some evidence indicates that they communicated using vocalizations or visual displays during hunting, coordinating their efforts to optimize their approach. This combination of social interaction and evolved hunting skills highlights the adaptability and intelligence of predatory dinosaurs, painting a picture of highly effective hunters that thrived in a dynamic ecosystem. The question of whether dinosaurs were warm-blooded or cold-blooded has long intrigued scientists and sparked considerable debate. Traditionally, dinosaurs were thought to be cold-blooded reptiles, similar in physiology to modern reptiles like crocodiles and lizards. However, as paleontological research has advanced, a more nuanced understanding has emerged, suggesting that many dinosaurs exhibited characteristics of both warm-blooded and cold-blooded animals. Evidence supporting the idea of dinosaurs as warm-blooded or endothermic has come from several sources. One key factor is the discovery of an array of bone structures resembling those found in modern birds and mammals. These structures, such as Haversian canals, indicate a rapid growth rate and the capacity for sustained activity, traits typically associated with warm-blooded animals. Moreover, some theropod bones contain isotopes that suggest these creatures maintained a higher metabolic rate than that of cold-blooded reptiles, allowing them to thrive in various environments. Additionally, the presence of feathers in many theropod dinosaurs hints at temperature regulation mechanisms akin to those of birds. Feathers could have been used for insulation, enabling these dinosaurs to conserve heat, which is characteristic of warm-blooded animals. Recent findings in fossilized remains have shown that even some larger dinosaurs, like the sauropods, may have had adaptations to help maintain stable body temperatures, hinting that they too could exhibit warm-blooded traits. Some scientists propose that dinosaurs may not fit neatly into either category, suggesting they were instead mesothermic, displaying physiological traits of both warm and cold-blooded species. This strategy would have allowed them to regulate their body temperatures effectively, adapting to various environmental conditions from the heat of the Jurassic to the cool of the Cretaceous. This evolving understanding reveals the remarkable diversity and adaptability of dinosaurs, leading to a more complex view of their biology and ecological roles during their reign on Earth. Dinosaurs had remarkably sophisticated respiratory systems, which show similarities to those of modern birds. These adaptations are integral to understanding how they managed to thrive in diverse environments. Evidence from fossilized bones, especially in theropod dinosaurs, indicates that their respiratory systems likely featured air sacs. These air sacs allowed for a constant flow of air through their lungs, enhancing the efficiency of oxygen exchange. This system is thought to have permitted active lifestyles, supporting their high metabolic demands. In addition to air sacs, dinosaurs possessed a unique lung structure that differentiated them from contemporary reptiles. Their lungs were more akin to those of birds, featuring a unidirectional airflow pattern. This means that air would continuously flow through the lungs, allowing for more efficient oxygen uptake and carbon dioxide elimination than the tidal flow seen in most reptiles, where air moves in and out of the lungs in the same path. This adaptation would have been particularly beneficial for larger dinosaurs that required increased oxygen to sustain their body size and energy levels. The implications of such an efficient respiratory system are significant. It suggests that many dinosaurs, especially theropods, were active and energetic creatures capable of sustained movement over long distances, which is consistent with behavioral traits seen in some species today. These findings support the idea that dinosaurs were not only diverse in their anatomy, but also possessed physiological traits that allowed them to occupy a variety of ecological niches. Understanding the respiratory systems of dinosaurs provides valuable insight into their lifestyles and evolutionary success. The combination of air sacs and advanced lung structures likely enabled these incredible creatures to be more than just simple reptiles, highlighting their remarkable adaptation and resilience in a wide range of habitats during the Mesozoic era. Dinosaur circulation and heart structure have been the subject of ongoing research, and what we know derives largely from fossil analysis and comparisons with modern birds and reptiles. Understanding the circulatory system in dinosaurs can provide insights into their metabolic rates and overall health. Many researchers believe that dinosaurs, particularly theropods, possessed a four-chambered heart similar to that of modern birds and mammals. This structure ensures efficient separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, allowing for heightened metabolic activity, which supports the idea that many dinosaurs were active and energetic creatures. Fossil evidence has shown that, like in all reptiles, the heart of dinosaurs likely varied among species, depending on their size and lifestyle. Larger dinosaurs, such as the long-necked sauropods, might have had a different circulatory approach due to their immense size. Scientists speculate that their hearts needed to generate significant pressure to pump blood up to their heads, suggesting an adaptation that enabled effective circulation across vast bodies. This adaptation could explain some of the unique features seen in their bones and vascular structures. Additionally, the presence of large and well-developed limbs in many dinosaur species indicates a complex circulatory system that supported their muscular structure. Evidence from limb bone structure suggests that dinosaurs may have had robust arteries and veins, providing the necessary blood flow to sustain their large bodies during locomotion. This system would have facilitated oxygen delivery during rapid movement, enhancing their ability to evade predators or establish dominance within their ecosystems. Though much remains speculative, findings from some closely related species offer glimpses into the circulatory strategies utilized by dinosaurs. The combination of a potentially four-chambered heart, adapted vascular systems, and the evolution of different circulatory functions all hints at a high level of complexity within their physiology. This adaptability highlights the diverse evolutionary paths dinosaurs took in order to survive and thrive in an ever-changing environment. Dinosaurs had a range of sensory capabilities that were both similar to and distinct from those of modern animals, shaped by their diverse environments and lifestyles. Research into fossilized skulls and other remains has revealed insights into their sensory adaptations, particularly their vision, smell, and hearing. For instance, many theropod dinosaurs possessed large eye sockets, suggesting they had well-developed vision. Their eyesight was likely adapted for hunting, possibly featuring excellent depth perception and color vision, akin to that of modern birds of prey. The sense of smell in dinosaurs was also highly developed. Studies of the nasal cavities of various species indicate that some dinosaurs, especially large herbivores like Hadrosaurus, may have had an acute sense of smell, which would have been crucial for locating food sources and detecting predators. An elaborate olfactory system would have provided these dinosaurs with a competitive advantage in their ecosystems, allowing them to thrive in diverse environments. Hearing capabilities in dinosaurs are particularly fascinating. While detailed evidence is less concrete compared to vision and smell, the inner ear structures of some fossilized dinosaurs suggest they had keen hearing. This ability would have been beneficial for communication among social species and critical for avoiding predators. It is believed that certain theropods had hearing abilities similar to those of modern birds, enabling them to detect a wide range of sounds and vocalizations. Interestingly, some dinosaur species may have possessed extrasensory adaptations. For example, certain large dinosaurs exhibited features resembling those of modern reptiles, like the use of vibrations through the ground to sense nearby activities. Collectively, this suite of sensory adaptations across different dinosaur lineages presents a picture of highly capable organisms, finely tuned to detect and respond to their environment, aiding their survival and success throughout the Mesozoic era. The various crests, frills, and ornamentations found on dinosaurs served multiple purposes, playing vital roles in communication, display, and even thermoregulation. One of the most notable functions of these structures was species identification. Many dinosaurs, particularly ceratopsians and hadrosaurs, displayed distinctive crests and frills that likely helped individuals recognize one another, facilitating social interactions and breeding behaviors. In these cases, such features could signal health, strength, or genetic fitness to potential mates, similar to how modern animals use physical displays during courtship. Another essential aspect of these ornamentations was to establish dominance or deter rivals. Large frills or prominent crests could have been used in social signaling, helping to establish hierarchies within groups. For instance, in some ceratopsian species, the size and shape of the frill may have played a role in displays of intimidation against competitors or predators. This use of physical features for social interactions highlights the complexity of dinosaur social structures and their need for visual communication. Moreover, some scientists propose that these structures may have also helped in thermoregulation. For example, certain large flattened crests could have increased the surface area for heat dissipation, allowing dinosaurs to better manage their body temperatures in various environmental conditions. This thermoregulatory function might have been particularly important for larger species, like the sauropods, which faced challenges related to heat retention and loss due to their immense sizes. There is also the potential for these ornamentations to have served a role in attracting mates or advertising health and vitality within species-specific displays, much like the bright plumage seen in modern birds. These colorful or distinct structures could catch the eye of potential mates, facilitating reproduction. The variety and complexity of these features among different dinosaur lineages illustrate the evolutionary pathways that led to the adaptation of these organisms, highlighting the multifaceted functions that contributed to their survival and success in prehistoric environments. Dinosaurs showcased an incredible ability to adapt to a wide range of environments throughout their reign, from lush forests to arid deserts. This adaptability can be attributed to a combination of physiological, behavioral, and structural changes that allowed them to thrive in various ecosystems. One key factor in their adaptability was their diverse body plans, which ranged from small, agile theropods to massive, lumbering sauropods. This variety in size and shape allowed dinosaurs to occupy distinct ecological niches, reducing competition for resources and enabling them to exploit different food sources. As dinosaurs evolved, some species developed specialized features that enhanced their survival in specific environments. For example, herbivorous dinosaurs, such as the hadrosaurs, developed complex dental structures suited for processing tough vegetation, which was particularly beneficial in environments where foliage was abundant. Conversely, carnivorous dinosaurs developed adaptations for hunting and capturing prey, including keen senses and physical traits like sharp claws or powerful jaws, enabling them to take advantage of various prey animals that lived in their habitats. Behavioral adaptations also played a significant role in how dinosaurs responded to their environments. Some species may have exhibited migratory behaviors, moving to new areas in search of food or more suitable living conditions during seasonal changes. Fossil evidence, such as trackways showing herding behavior in herbivores, indicates that social structures may have helped these dinosaurs navigate their environments more effectively and avoid predators. Climate fluctuations throughout the Mesozoic era prompted many dinosaurs to adapt even further, During periods of significant environmental change, such as shifts in temperature or vegetation, certain species underwent gradual adaptations to cope with new challenges. These adaptations included evolving different reproductive strategies, such as communal nesting in social species, and changes in physical characteristics that better suited their needs in emerging habitats. Overall, the remarkable adaptability of dinosaurs illustrates not only their evolutionary success, but also their resilience in the face of changing environmental conditions over millions of years. The Jurassic period, spanning from approximately 200 million to 148 million years ago, was a time of significant evolutionary change and diversification among dinosaurs and other life forms. One of the most notable developments was the emergence of various dinosaur clades, particularly the rise of the large, long-necked sauropods. This group, characterized by their massive size and herbivorous diet, became dominant in terrestrial ecosystems. Their adaptations, such as elongated necks, allowed them to reach high vegetation and exploit resources that smaller species could not access, promoting ecological diversity. In addition to the expansion of sauropods, the Jurassic period saw the evolution and diversification of theropods, some of which began to exhibit features indicative of modern birds. This evolutionary trajectory included developments like feathers, which likely initially served purposes beyond flight, such as insulation and display. The emergence of small, bird-like theropods signals a transitional phase towards the evolution of true birds later in the Mesozoic era. The presence of these early avian features set the stage for further exploration of new ecological niches and the eventual rise of birds as a distinct class of animals. The Jurassic period also marked significant developments in dinosaur behavior and social structures. Evidence from fossilized trackways suggests that some species began to exhibit herd behavior, particularly among herbivores. This social adaptation likely provided advantages in terms of protection from predators, efficient foraging, and reproductive success, highlighting the increasing complexity of dinosaur communities during this time. Finally, the Jurassic period was a time of remarkable plant diversity, with the proliferation of ferns, cycads, and the first true conifers. These plants provided new food sources for herbivorous dinosaurs, facilitating their growth and diversification. The evolution of flowering plants would follow in the Cretaceous period, but the Jurassic set a strong foundation for the complex interdependencies that would develop between plants and dinosaurs. Overall, the Jurassic period represents a critical chapter in the history of life on Earth, characterized by evolutionary innovation and ecological shifts that shaped the dinosaur lineage and the world as we know it. The Cretaceous period, spanning from approximately 148 million to 66 million years ago, was marked by astonishing diversification among dinosaurs, resulting in an array of new species and adaptations. This era witnessed the emergence of two primary dinosaur groups, ornithischians and theropods, both of which developed unique features that allowed them to thrive in various ecological niches. Ornithischians included a wide range of herbivores, such as hadrosaurs with their distinctive duck-billed mouths and armored ankylosaurs, showcasing adaptations like specialized teeth for processing tough vegetation. Additionally, some theropods evolved into remarkably diverse forms, leading to the eventual emergence of birds. This lineage, exemplified by species like Archaeopteryx, began to develop feathers and other avian traits, suggesting a gradual transition from ground-dwelling theropods to the ability to fly. This evolutionary trend allowed birds to exploit new habitats and food sources, further enriching the ecological tapestry of Cretaceous ecosystems. The availability of various plant types during this period also fueled dinosaur diversification. The emergence of flowering plants, or angiosperms, created new food sources for herbivores, leading to dietary specialization among different dinosaur species. Some dinosaurs adapted to browse on flowering plants, while others continued to feed on the more established ferns and conifers. This expanding variety of plant life facilitated coevolution, where herbivores and plants developed traits in response to one another, driving further diversification in both groups. Moreover, the Cretaceous period was marked by dynamic environmental changes that encouraged adaptability. Fluctuating climates and varying sea levels created diverse habitats, from lush forests to arid regions. Dinosaurs developed varied strategies for survival, including social behaviors seen in herding among some species, which likely aided in protection from predators and enhanced foraging efficiency. The combination of robust evolutionary mechanisms, ecological opportunities, and environmental changes led to a remarkable array of dinosaur species that dominated the planet until the mass extinction event at the end of the Cretaceous period. Continental drift played a significant role in shaping the course of dinosaur evolution by altering habitats, climate, and the distribution of species across the globe. This geological phenomenon, driven by the movement of tectonic plates, led to the gradual separation of the continents, dramatically affecting the environments in which dinosaurs lived during the Mesozoic era. The supercontinent Pangaea began to break apart during the late Triassic and continued to do so throughout the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods, resulting in the formation of the continents we recognize today. As continents drifted and separated, dinosaur populations found themselves isolated from each other. This geographical isolation prompted divergent evolutionary paths. For example, as land masses split, species became subject to different environmental pressures and unique ecosystems, leading to adaptive radiations. Dinosaurs that were once part of a single population began to evolve into distinct species better suited to their regional habitats. This diversification resulted in the emergence of unique lineages, such as the large sauropods in North America and the diverse ornithischians in Europe and Asia. Moreover, the changing configurations of the continents influenced climate patterns and ocean currents, which in turn affected habitats. While some regions became arid, others experienced lush vegetation, catering to different dietary needs and lifestyles among herbivorous dinosaurs. These environmental shifts provided opportunities for certain groups to thrive, while others may have faced challenges, shaping various survival strategies. For instance, the flourishing of flowering plants during the Cretaceous likely prompted further diversification among herbivorous dinosaurs as they adapted to novel food sources. Additionally, continental drift affected the distribution of marine environments, impacting the interactions between terrestrial dinosaurs and marine fauna. The creation of shallow inland seas allowed for new ecological dynamics, while also facilitating the movement of species across land and sea throughout the Mesozoic. The interplay between continental drift and evolution created a complex web of interactions and adaptations, ultimately shaping the diverse and dynamic world of dinosaurs before their eventual extinction. Flying and aquatic reptiles evolved in a fascinating interplay with dinosaurs during the Mesozoic era, a time often referred to as the Age of Reptiles. The first flying reptiles, known as pterosaurs, took to the sky in the late Triassic period, around 230 million years ago. These creatures developed wings made of a membrane of skin stretched over elongated fingers, allowing them to soar through the skies. Their evolution was driven by the availability of ecological niches that opened up as dinosaurs diversified. Pterosaurs shared the skies with small dinosaurs, allowing them to coexist and occasionally compete for food sources. Meanwhile, aquatic reptiles such as ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs emerged around the same time, adapting to the vast oceans that surrounded the continents. Ichthyosaurs resembled dolphins with streamlined bodies and powerful tails designed for fast swimming, while plesiosaurs had long necks and wide bodies. These adaptations were crucial as they allowed these reptiles to thrive in marine environments, hunting for fish and other marine organisms. Their evolution illustrates the incredible adaptability of reptiles in response to changing environments, notably the extensive marine habitats that provided new food sources. The evolutionary paths of both groups were heavily influenced by the dinosaurs. While pterosaurs evolved alongside flying dinosaurs, like the small feathered species, aquatic reptiles filled the oceans, often competing with large predatory fish and even dinosaurs that ventured into the water. This dynamic created a rich web of interactions, with some dinosaurs, such as the Spinosaurus, developing semi-aquatic lifestyles, showing how diverse adaptations were paramount for survival in this competitive age. Throughout the Mesozoic, flying and aquatic reptiles not only thrived, but also diversified, showcasing a spectrum of forms and sizes. They prospered in environments that were filled with dinosaurs, demonstrating remarkable evolutionary successes that contributed to the grand narrative of life during this incredible era. Each group carved out its niche, marking a chapter in the story of Earth's ancient ecosystems. During the age of dinosaurs, the plant kingdom was characterized by a diverse array of major groups that played crucial roles in shaping ecosystems. Dominating the landscape were gymnosperms, which include conifers such as pine trees and cycads alongside ginkgos. These plants thrived in various environments, providing vital habitats and food sources for herbivorous dinosaurs. The adaptations of gymnosperms, such as needle-like leaves and cones for reproduction, allowed them to withstand the variable climates of the Mesozoic era. Alongside gymnosperms, ferns were incredibly prevalent, thriving in the damp, shady environments of forests. These ancient plants reproduced via spores rather than seeds, contributing to lush undergrowth that provided shelter for many small creatures. The presence of ferns and other spore-bearing plants created a rich tapestry of greenery, supporting varied herbivorous species that relied on them for sustenance. Their adaptability to diverse conditions demonstrated their resilience throughout the eons. As the Mesozoic progressed, a significant evolution took place with the emergence of angiosperms, or flowering plants, during the late Cretaceous period. This transformation was revolutionary, as flowering plants not only provided a new source of food for both dinosaurs and insects, but also contributed to the proliferation of new animal species. The evolution of flowers allowed for more efficient pollination, leading to diverse plant forms and a more intricate web of ecological relations. The plant groups of this era were not merely passive inhabitants, but active participants, shaping the dietary habits and behaviors of dinosaurs. The dynamic interactions between these flora and the diverse array of herbivorous and carnivorous dinosaurs illustrate the profound connections within ancient ecosystems, laying the groundwork for the eventual rise of modern plant life and ecosystems we recognize today. Insects and early mammals coexisted with dinosaurs during the Mesozoic era, a time when life on Earth experienced tremendous diversification. Insects thrived in various niches, evolving alongside the abundant plant life that characterized the period. The diverse habitats and food sources provided by gymnosperms and later angiosperms allowed insects to flourish. They adapted to a wide range of ecological roles, from pollinators and decomposers to prey and competitors, forming crucial connections in the food web. Among the early mammals, small creatures like monotremes and marsupials emerged, but they remained relatively small and nocturnal, to avoid competing directly with the dominant dinosaurs. These early mammals were likely insectivorous or fed on small fruits and seeds, adapting their behavior and lifestyle to exploit available resources. Their size and habits helped them navigate the dangers posed by larger dinosaurs, enabling them to remain less conspicuous while still playing a vital role in the ecosystem. Interestingly, some of the characteristics we associate with modern mammals, such as fur and complex teeth, began to develop during this era. These adaptations provided advantages in regulating body temperature and processing various foods, which were especially beneficial as the environment changed over millions of years. While dinosaurs ruled the land, early mammals and insects were laying the groundwork for the diversity of life that would blossom after the Great Extinction event that marked the end of the Cretaceous period. Interactions among insects, early mammals, and dinosaurs were complex. Insects not only served as a food source for small mammals, but also engaged in activities that influenced the plants and ecosystems around them. The delicate balance between these groups illustrates a rich tapestry of life, in which each played an impactful role, revealing the intricate relationships that would become crucial in the evolution of ecosystems following the age of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs inhabited a remarkable variety of prehistoric environments, each shaped by the prevailing climate, geography, and ecosystems of their time. One of the most iconic settings was the lush, humid tropical rainforests. These dense forests, with towering trees and abundant undergrowth, provided ideal habitats for a plethora of dinosaur species. The diverse vegetation supported herbivorous dinosaurs, which in turn attracted carnivorous species. Such environments were teeming with life, creating complex ecosystems where various dinosaurs thrived. Another intriguing environment was the arid desert landscape. During certain periods, enormous sand dunes and sparse vegetation dominated the terrain. Here, dinosaurs adapted to the harsh conditions by becoming more mobile and capable of surviving on limited water sources. Some species may have been active during cooler times of the day to avoid the intense heat. The fossil evidence of tracks and bones found in these desert deposits indicates that even in such extreme environments, dinosaurs managed to carve out lives and compete for resources. Coastal regions and deltas also provided unique prehistoric habitats. Dinosaurs in these environments were often surrounded by marshlands, lagoons, and river systems, which attracted a wide range of life. The plentiful fish and plant life created a rich feeding ground, supporting both herbivorous and carnivorous dinosaurs. This ecological diversity allowed for various interactions between species, highlighting the dynamic interactions within these coastal ecosystems. Lastly, the polar regions, although less known, supported dinosaur life. Fossils discovered in places that were once near the poles suggest that some dinosaurs adapted to cooler climates, developing features that allowed them to survive seasonal changes. These unique environments illustrate not only the adaptability of dinosaurs, but also the intricate relationships they had with their environments, illustrating the complexity of life on Earth during the Mesozoic era. Climate change significantly influenced dinosaur habitats throughout the Mesozoic era, deeply impacting the ecosystems in which these magnificent creatures lived. The era was marked by fluctuations in temperature, moisture, and seasonal patterns, which shaped the landscapes and dictated the types of flora and fauna that could thrive. For instance, during warmer periods, lush forests and swamps expanded, providing abundant resources for herbivorous dinosaurs, which in turn supported the larger carnivorous species that preyed upon them. Dynamic changes in temperature could create ideal conditions for rapid plant growth, resulting in rich ecosystems filled with diverse species. As the climate shifted towards cooler and drier conditions, many habitats underwent significant transformations. The expansive rainforests could turn into arid regions dominated by drier vegetation. This change forced many dinosaurs to adapt, migrate, or even face extinction as their food sources diminished. The arrival of new climates also resulted in the emergence of different plant groups, such as flowering plants during the late Cretaceous, which altered the dynamics of dinosaur communities. Those which adapted to new diets and lifestyles thrived, while others struggled to survive in the changing environments. In addition to temperature and moisture, sea levels played an essential role in shaping habitats. During periods of high sea levels, vast, shallow seas spread across continents, creating new coastal environments and influencing the distribution of land and marine reptiles. As coastlines changed with fluctuating sea levels, dinosaurs adapted to diverse settings, from forested regions to coastal habitats. The rise and fall of seas could lead to the isolation of populations, driving evolutionary changes and creating distinct species suited to their specific environments. Ultimately, the interplay between climate change and dinosaur habitats highlights the resilience and adaptability of these ancient creatures. Their ability to thrive amid such changes shaped the evolution of diverse species and ecosystems, laying the groundwork for the modern biosphere we see today. Understanding this relationship between climate and habitat is essential for grasping the complexities of prehistoric life and the eventual fate of the dinosaurs in the face of dramatic environmental shifts. Dinosaurs played a pivotal role in shaping their ecosystems, acting as both primary consumers and apex predators within complex food webs. As herbivores, many dinosaur species, such as sauropods and hadrosaurs, consumed vast amounts of vegetation, influencing plant communities and distribution. Their feeding habits help to control plant growth and stimulate new growth, facilitating the succession and diversity of flora. This large-scale herbivory created a dynamic relationship between plants and dinosaurs, leading to co-evolution, where plants developed defensive adaptations like tougher leaves or toxins in response to constant grazing pressure. In addition to shaping plant life, dinosaurs also affected the distribution and behavior of other animal species. Large carnivorous dinosaurs, such as Tyrannosaurus rex or Allosaurus, served as apex predators, maintaining the balance within their ecosystems by preying on herbivores. This predation pressure ensured that no single herbivore species monopolized resources, promoting biodiversity within ecosystems. The presence of these dominant predators also influenced the evolutionary adaptations of herbivorous dinosaurs, which evolved characteristics such as defensive mechanisms, herd behaviors, or impressive speed to escape predation. Nesting behaviors and social structures among certain dinosaur species further contributed to ecological dynamics. Some dinosaurs, like the small theropods, are believed to have engaged in communal nesting, which not only protected their young, but also encouraged greater survival rates of hatchlings. Such social interactions could lead to the establishment of localized ecosystems, where baby dinosaurs would find food and shelter nesting together, ultimately impacting local species compositions. Moreover, the decomposition of dinosaur remains played a critical role in nutrient cycling. When dinosaurs died, their bodies became sources of nutrients that supported scavengers and decomposers. This natural recycling of nutrients helped maintain the health of the ecosystems in which they lived. Overall, the diverse roles dinosaurs played within their habitats highlight their significance as key architects of Mesozoic ecosystems, influencing not only their own survival, but also the evolution and stability of countless other life forms. The extinction of the dinosaurs, approximately 66 million years ago, remains one of the most intriguing and extensively studied events in Earth's history. One of the leading theories is the asteroid impact hypothesis, which proposes that a massive asteroid or comet struck the Yucatan Peninsula in present-day Mexico, forming the Chicxulub crater. This impact is believed to have released an enormous amount of energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs, resulting in catastrophic environmental changes. The immediate aftermath would have produced massive wildfires, tsunamis, and a nuclear winter effect, where dust and debris blocked sunlight, dramatically lowering temperatures and disrupting photosynthesis. Another significant theory is the volcanic activity hypothesis, which centers on the extensive volcanic eruptions that created the Deccan Traps in what is now India. These eruptions released vast quantities of volcanic gases, including sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, into the atmosphere. The resultant acid rain and climate change could have led to a dramatic cooling, severely impacting flora and fauna. Prolonged volcanic activity would have created a series of environmental stresses, causing a gradual decline in dinosaur populations. Some scientists suggest that these two theories might not be mutually exclusive. Instead, there may have been a combination of both the asteroid impact and extensive volcanic activity that contributed to the extinction event. The timing of these catastrophic events may have coincided with shifts in climate, which could have compounded the stresses on ecosystems. Such a cumulative effect would have targeted both plant and animal life, leading to a mass extinction. In addition to the asteroid and volcanic activity theories, other factors like sea level changes, ecological shifts, and competition among species could have contributed to the extinction event. These interconnected theories highlight the complexity of this moment in history. The extinction of the dinosaurs paved the way for mammals to diversify and ultimately dominate the Earth, demonstrating how catastrophic events can shape the course of evolutionary history. The asteroid impact hypothesis is supported by several lines of compelling evidence that have been gathered over the years, providing a strong case for this catastrophic event being a primary driver of the dinosaur extinction. One of the most significant pieces of evidence is the discovery of the Chicxulub crater in the Yucatan Peninsula, which is over 180 kilometers wide and dates precisely to the time of the mass extinction. Geological surveys and studies of this crater reveal the characteristics typical of large impact events, including shocked quartz and unique minerals formed under extreme pressure, which support the idea of a high-energy collision. Additionally, scientists have identified a layer of sediment, known as the KT boundary, that is found around the world in various geological formations. This boundary layer contains a high concentration of iridium, a rare element more commonly associated with asteroids and comets than with Earth's crust. The presence of iridium suggests that an extraterrestrial object impacted the planet, depositing this material at the time of the extinction event. Studies of this layer also reveal other unusual markers, such as soot particles and micronized diamonds, which are indicative of widespread fires and extreme temperatures caused by the impact. Further support comes from fossil records that show a rapid decline in plant and animal species at the KT boundary. This sudden extinction pattern aligns with the timeline of the impact event, indicating that many species were unable to adapt to the rapidly changing environmental conditions. The disruption of ecosystems due to the cooling climate, a decrease in sunlight, and subsequent changes in flora and fauna all correlate with the predicted aftermath of an asteroid impact. Finally, computer simulations and models of the impact event have helped scientists understand the potential consequences of such a collision. Through these simulations, researchers can predict the global effects of clouds blocking sunlight, the lowering of temperatures, and resultant disruptions to food chains. The combination of geological, chemical, and biological evidence provides a comprehensive picture that strongly supports the asteroid impact hypothesis as a leading explanation for the mass extinction of the dinosaurs. Volcanic activity played a significant role in the mass extinction event at the end of the Cretaceous period, particularly through the extensive eruptions that created the Deccan Traps in present-day India. These eruptions released enormous quantities of volcanic gases, especially sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide, into the atmosphere. Sulfur dioxide can lead to acid rain and create a cooling effect, while carbon dioxide contributes to long-term warming scenarios. The release of such gases would have caused dramatic changes in global climate conditions. The cooling effect from sulfur dioxide would have led to a decrease in temperatures, impacting plant photosynthesis and disrupting food chains. This shift in climate would have placed intense stress on ecosystems, particularly for herbivorous dinosaurs relying on abundant vegetation. As plants struggled to survive under cooler temperatures and altered precipitation patterns, the herbivores that fed on them would have faced food shortages. The knock-on effects would have trickled up the food chain, impacting the carnivores that preyed upon these herbivorous dinosaurs. Moreover, the persistent volcanic activity could have led to prolonged environmental stress. The rapid fluctuations in climate as a result of alternating periods of cooling and warming would create unstable conditions for many species to survive. Disruption of habitats from ash clouds and the alteration of landscapes due to lava flows and volcanic debris would have rendered certain areas inhospitable for both flora and fauna. As ecosystems became increasingly fragile, species resilience would have been severely tested. Ultimately, the combined effects of long-term volcanic eruptions, which included climate modification, habitat loss, and an overall failure of ecosystems, severely diminished biodiversity. The overlap of volcanic activity with the potential for an asteroid impact could suggest a dual catastrophe scenario where both events worked in concert to drive many species, including the dinosaurs, to extinction. By understanding the consequences of volcanic activity, we gain insight into how complex interactions between geological processes and living organisms shape the trajectory of life on Earth. Following the mass extinction event approximately 66 million years ago, several groups of animals managed to survive and eventually thrive in the aftermath. Among the most notable survivors were small mammals, which had previously occupied ecological niches relatively unnoticed beneath the shadow of dinosaurs. These mammals were typically small, nocturnal creatures that could find shelter and food in the underbrush or burrows, allowing them to evade the harshest effects of the extinction event. Their adaptability gave them the ability to exploit the resources that became available as dominant groups vanished. Another group that survived were birds, which are considered the living descendants of theropod dinosaurs. Some species of birds had already begun to develop traits that helped them endure changing environments, such as feathers for insulation and a variety of dietary adaptations. Following the extinction of the larger dinosaur species, birds were able to diversify rapidly, filling various ecological niches that became available in the absence of their dinosaur competitors. Reptiles also found ways to persist, particularly smaller species still adapted to a range of habitats. Turtles and certain types of lizards survived because their life strategies included slower metabolism rates and the ability to enter states of dormancy during adverse conditions. These adaptations allowed them to endure significant changes in climate and vegetation that followed the extinction event. Additionally, various marine animals, such as certain groups of fish, sharks, and mollusks, survived in the oceans, which were less affected than terrestrial ecosystems during the initial stages of the extinction. With different ecological roles, these marine species managed to persist and adapt to the new conditions that arose, after the catastrophic events. The survival of these animal groups can be attributed to their resilience, adaptability, and the specific traits that allowed them to exploit the resources available after the extinction event. The reshaping of ecosystems created opportunities for these survivors, ultimately paving the way for the rise of mammals as dominant terrestrial animals and the evolution of diverse forms of life that would populate the planet in the ensuing eras. The recovery of life after the mass extinction event at the end of the Cretaceous period was a gradual process that unfolded over millions of years. In the immediate aftermath of the extinction, ecosystems were significantly disrupted, and many habitats were left barren due to the catastrophic events that had transpired. The initial phase of recovery saw a dramatic reduction in biodiversity, particularly in terrestrial ecosystems. It took several 100,000 years for ecosystems to stabilize, but full recovery began to take root after this period of upheaval. Within the first 1 to 2 million years following the extinction event, flora and fauna began to re-establish themselves. Early in this process, hardy plant species, including ferns and other pioneer vegetation, started to colonize disturbed areas. This resurgence of plant life was crucial, as it provided the necessary habitat and food sources for various surviving animal species. However, despite this early recovery, it still took considerably longer for animal populations, especially those of larger reptiles and complex ecosystems, to rebound fully. It was not until approximately 10 million years after the extinction that ecosystems began to resemble their former complexity. During this time, mammals particularly began to diversify, adapting to new ecological niches left vacant by the disappearance of dinosaurs. By the late Paleocene and into the early Eocene, around 55 million years ago, mammals underwent rapid evolutionary changes, leading to the emergence of many groups we recognize today, including early primates. Overall, the full recovery of life following the extinction event took around 10 to 15 million years. The gradual process of ecological and evolutionary renewal highlights the resilience of life on Earth as it adapted to new conditions and reshaped itself amid the changing dynamics of ecosystems. This long span of recovery ultimately set the stage for the flourishing of mammals, birds, and other species that would dominate the planet in the ensuing periods. Fossils form through a remarkable process called fossilization, which occurs when organic remains are preserved in sediment or minerals over long periods. The steps involved typically begin when an organism dies and is buried by sediment, such as mud, sand, or silt. This burial protects the remains from physical disturbances and biological decomposition, which is crucial for fossilization to occur. Conditions like rapid burial are essential because they shield the remains from scavengers and bacteria that would otherwise break them down. Once buried, the remains undergo a series of transformations over time. Layers of sediment accumulate on top, exerting pressure on the lower layers. This pressure can compact the sediments and lead to the formation of sedimentary rock. Water containing dissolved minerals can seep into the bones or tissues of the buried organism during this stage. As the minerals replace the organic material, a fossil can gradually form. In some cases, instead of the organism itself being preserved, fossils can result from molds and casts, where the shape of the organism is left in the sediment and later filled with minerals. The specific conditions necessary for fossilization include an environment that promotes swift burial, such as river deltas, lake beds, or ocean floor sediments. Anoxic or low oxygen conditions can also facilitate preservation by slowing down decay processes. This is why many fossils are found in places where mud or silt has settled and created these favorable conditions. The type of sediment also plays a role. Fine-grained sediments tend to preserve details better than coarse materials. Ultimately, fossilization is a complex interplay of environmental conditions and the nature of the organism being preserved. The right combination of timely burial, pressure, mineral infiltration, and protection from decay can lead to the creation of fossils that tell the story of life on Earth. These ancient remains provide invaluable insights into the past, allowing scientists to reconstruct ancient ecosystems, understand evolutionary processes, and track the history of life across geological time. Fossils come in various types, each offering unique insights into the history of life on Earth and the environments in which organisms lived. One of the most common types is body fossils, which consist of the actual remains of organisms, such as bones, teeth, shells, and leaves. These fossils can provide essential information about the physical characteristics and biology of ancient species, how they interacted with their environment, and their evolutionary relationships. Another significant type of fossil is trace fossils, which capture the activity of organisms rather than their physical remains. These can include footprints, burrows, and coprolites, which are fossilized feces. Trace fossils can reveal behavioral patterns, locomotion, feeding habits, and social interactions of ancient organisms. For example, a set of dinosaur footprints can indicate how a particular species moved, while coprolites can provide insights into the diets of carnivorous or herbivorous dinosaurs. Microfossils represent another fascinating group, consisting of tiny fossilized remains of microorganisms like algae, bacteria, and other unicellular organisms. These microfossils can be critical for understanding past environments, climatic conditions, and the evolution of life. They can indicate shifts in ocean chemistry and temperature, and their presence in sedimentary layers can help date geological formations and understand the Earth's history. Finally, we have chemical fossils, or biomarkers, which are organic compounds left behind by ancient life forms. These can provide information about the presence of specific organisms, their metabolic processes, and their evolutionary history. Chemical fossils can indicate the types of plants and algae that existed and provide clues to the environmental conditions at the time. Overall, the diverse range of fossil types helps reconstruct the complex story of life on Earth. Each type contributes valuable data that enriches our understanding of evolution, extinction events, and the changing conditions of ancient ecosystems. By studying these remnants of the past, scientists can piece together the intricate tapestry of life's history across eons. Pioneering paleontologists have played crucial roles in shaping the field of paleontology and enhancing our understanding of prehistoric life. One of the most notable figures is Sir Richard Owen, a British paleontologist who coined the term dinosaur in 1842. Owen's work led to the initial classification of dinosaurs as a distinct group of reptiles. He famously reconstructed the first dinosaur fossil, specifically the iguanodon, and demonstrated the diversity and uniqueness of these ancient creatures, laying the groundwork for future dinosaur research. Another significant figure was Edward Drinker Cope, an American paleontologist known for his extensive work during the late 19th century. Cope's discoveries included many new dinosaur species, including the famed Camarasaurus and the carnivorous Allosaurus. His rivalry with Othniel Charles Marsh, often referred to as the Bone Wars, accelerated advancements in fossil discovery and classification, leading to a surge of contributions to our understanding of prehistoric life. Cope's meticulous work and publications helped establish systematic methods in vertebrate paleontology. In addition to Cope, Othniel Charles Marsh made significant contributions to the understanding of dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals. He was known for discovering many iconic species, including the towering Apatosaurus and the ferocious Velociraptor. Marsh's influential work laid the foundation for the study of Jurassic and Cretaceous dinosaurs, and his detailed illustrations and descriptions set a high standard in paleontological documentation. Another pioneering figure is Mary Anning, a British fossil collector who made significant discoveries in the early 19th century along the Jurassic coast of England. Anning's work included the identification of the first complete ichthyosaurus and the discovery of several other marine reptiles and ancient mollusks. Her meticulous work provided critical evidence for understanding the marine ecosystems of prehistoric times. Although she faced significant challenges in being recognized in a male-dominated field, these early paleontologists made key discoveries that shaped the field, establishing frameworks for classifying and understanding the complex history of life on Earth. Their contributions continue to resonate in paleontological research and captivate the interest of scientists and the public alike. Technological advancements have significantly enhanced the field of paleontology, facilitating both fossil discovery and analysis in remarkable ways. One of the most notable developments is the use of Geographical Information Systems, or GIS, which allows scientists to map and analyze fossil sites accurately. With GIS, paleontologists can visualize and interpret spatial relationships among fossils and geological formations, helping them locate potential fossil-rich deposits. This technology has led to more strategic fieldwork and increased efficiency in searching for and documenting fossils. Another game-changing advancement is the application of computer tomography, particularly non-destructive techniques like X-ray computed tomography. This imaging technology enables researchers to visualize the internal structures of fossils without damaging them. By using this method, scientists can examine the fine details of fossilized bones or even soft tissues, providing a wealth of information about the morphology and biology of ancient organisms. This technique can unveil hidden features that traditional methods might miss, offering deeper insights into evolutionary history. Furthermore, advancements in isotope analysis and geochemical techniques have transformed our understanding of ancient environments and animal diets. By analyzing the chemical signatures preserved in fossils and surrounding sediments, researchers can infer dietary habits, migratory patterns, and the climatic conditions of past ecosystems. This information allows for more comprehensive reconstructions of ecological interactions and the adaptation of species to their environments over time. Finally, digital technologies, such as three-dimensional modeling and printing, have revolutionized how fossils are documented and studied. By creating detailed digital models of fossils, researchers can share data more efficiently and collaborate across distances. These models allow for virtual reconstructions and simulations, facilitating further study and the exploration of anatomical features without needing to handle fragile specimens. Overall, these advancements in technology not only enhance the efficacy of fossil discovery, but also deepen our understanding of the intricate history of life on Earth. With the ongoing integration of innovative tools, paleontology continues to evolve, transforming how scientists analyze and interpret the complex relationships within ancient ecosystems. Scientists employ several techniques to determine the age of fossils, which provide critical insights into the history of life on Earth. One of the primary methods used is radiometric dating. This technique measures the decay of radioactive isotopes found in surrounding rocks and sometimes in the fossils themselves. For example, carbon dating is commonly used for relatively young fossils, where scientists measure the decay of carbon-14, a radioactive isotope of carbon which has a half-life of approximately 5,700 years. Another significant approach is stratigraphy, where scientists analyze the layers of sedimentary rock, known as strata, in which fossils are embedded. Generally, the deeper a layer is found, the older it tends to be. This method relies on the principle of superposition, meaning that in undisturbed geological formations, older layers are situated beneath younger ones. By observing the arrangement of these layers and the relative positions of the fossils within them, scientists can create a timeline of when various organisms existed. Additionally, biostratigraphy combines both fossil identification and the principle of stratigraphy. By examining specific fossils, known as index fossils, which have a wide geographical range but existed only for a relatively brief period, scientists can correlate the ages of different rock layers across various locations. This method helps refine the dating of fossils, linking them to specific time frames in Earth's history. These methodologies not only reveal the age of fossils, but also help to reconstruct ancient ecosystems and understand evolutionary processes. Each technique provides valuable information, and when used together, they form a comprehensive picture of the temporal landscape of life on our planet. Dinosaur bones exhibit striking differences when compared to those of modern animals, reflecting their unique evolutionary adaptations and ecological niches. One noticeable difference is in their size and structure. Many dinosaur species possessed bones that were significantly larger and denser than those of contemporary creatures. This adaptation allowed them to support larger body sizes, which were necessary for their survival in the Mesozoic era. For instance, the femur or thigh bone of a dinosaur like the Brachiosaurus was robust, allowing it to carry the immense weight of its massive body. Another key difference lies in the morphology of the bones. Dinosaur bones often displayed specific features that catered to their locomotion and lifestyle. For example, theropods like Tyrannosaurus rex had bone structures adapted for bipedal movement, featuring longer hind limbs for powerful strides. In contrast, many modern animals exhibit variations suited for different modes of locomotion, like the adaptations seen in quadrupeds or gliders. Dinosaurs also had distinct structural characteristics in their bone composition. Their bones contained a unique combination of compact and spongy tissue, allowing for a balance of strength and lightness. This contrasts with the bones of many modern mammals, which may focus more on density and resilience to withstand the varied stresses they encounter. Lastly, the growth patterns of dinosaur bones were fundamentally different from those seen in modern animals. Dinosaurs displayed growth rings in their bones, similar to trees, indicating seasonal growth patterns. While some modern animals have similar growth rings, many exhibit a more continuous growth process. This variation in bone structure, composition, and growth reveals the diversity and complexity of life forms that roamed the Earth millions of years ago, as well as the myriad adaptations that have evolved over time. Dinosaur teeth serve as valuable clues to understanding the diets and hunting habits of these ancient creatures. The shape, size, and structure of teeth are specifically adapted to the type of food a dinosaur consumed. Herbivorous dinosaurs, such as the Diplodocus, possessed flat, grinding teeth designed for crushing plant material. Their teeth often resembled those of modern herbivores, allowing them to efficiently break down tough, fibrous vegetation. This adaptation reveals that they grazed on a variety of plant life, from leaves to conifer needles. In contrast, carnivorous dinosaurs like the Velociraptor had sharp, serrated teeth, akin to those of today's predatory mammals. These teeth were perfect for slicing through flesh, suggesting that these dinosaurs actively hunted other animals. The curvature of these teeth enabled them to grip onto prey firmly, while the serrations helped in tearing apart meat. Some dinosaurs even had specialized teeth for certain types of prey, which indicates a diverse range of hunting strategies employed in their ecosystems. Additionally, wear patterns on dinosaur teeth can provide insights into their feeding habits. For example, if a tooth shows heavy wear in a particular area, it may suggest that the dinosaur consistently used that tooth for a specific type of food. Paleontologists can analyze these wear marks to reconstruct the dietary preferences of various dinosaur species. Some teeth have also been found with food particles or marks indicative of their diets, linking certain teeth with particular food sources in their environment. The presence of fossilized teeth can also suggest social behaviors related to hunting. For instance, evidence of teeth found at a common site could point to pack hunting strategies among certain species. This connection between tooth structure and feeding behavior stands as an essential part of understanding the ecological roles dinosaurs played during their reign on Earth, offering a glimpse into the intricate web of life that existed millions of years ago. Dinosaur muscles attached to their skeletons in ways that were critical for their movement and overall function. Much like modern animals, dinosaurs relied on tendon structures, which are tough bands of tissue that connect muscles to bones. These tendons acted as anchors, allowing the muscles to exert force on the skeleton and facilitate movement. The specific location and orientation of these tendon attachments varied greatly among different dinosaur species, reflecting their unique adaptations and lifestyles. The arrangement of muscles around a dinosaur's skeleton was intricately designed to accommodate their locomotion, whether bipedal or quadrupedal. For example, in large theropods that walked on two legs, powerful muscles were attached to the hind limbs and pelvis, enabling them to produce the strength necessary for fast and agile movement. The extensive musculature in the thighs facilitated running and jumping, essential for hunting or evading predators. Additionally, the points where muscles attach to the bone often reflect the stresses placed on the skeleton by those muscles during movement. Dinosaurs, such as the sauropods, with their long necks and massive bodies, had distinct muscle attachment sites that were positioned to support their weight and enable a broad range of motion. This is evident in the features found on the bones themselves, such as bony protrusions or grooves, where muscles would have anchored securely, indicating the strength needed for their immense size. Examining these attachment sites through fossilized remains provides paleontologists with significant information about how dinosaurs moved, how they interacted with their environments, and how their physical capabilities evolved. This anatomical evidence unveils the complexity of dinosaur musculature and offers insights into their daily lives and the challenges they faced in their ecosystems millions of years ago. The study of dinosaur skin, scales, and feathers has significantly advanced our understanding of these fascinating creatures and their evolutionary history. Fossilized skin impressions have revealed that many dinosaurs had scaly skin, akin to that of modern reptiles. These scales varied in size and texture, contributing to the dinosaur's camouflage and possibly serving as a defense mechanism against predators. The patterns in which the scales were arranged can provide insights into the environment they inhabited and their behavior. Interestingly, a growing body of evidence suggests that feathers did exist on some dinosaur species, most notably within the theropod group, which includes the ancestors of modern birds. Fossils preserved in fine sediment have showcased well-defined structures that resemble feathers, ranging from simple filaments to more complex plumage. These feathers likely played a role beyond flight, possibly providing insulation, aiding in display during mating rituals, or assisting in camouflage among different habitats. Feathers found in certain theropods indicate an intricate evolutionary transition from scales to feathers, providing a glimpse into how characteristics beneficial for thermoregulation and display may have developed long before the advent of flying birds. Such adaptations highlight the versatility of feathers and their significance in social interactions and survival strategies. Current research also explores the color and texture of dinosaur skin and feathers. Some advances in technology, including the study of microscopic structures in fossilized feathers, allow scientists to hypothesize about the colors that these dinosaurs may have possessed. This insight challenges traditional perceptions and suggests that dinosaurs could have had a vivid appearance similar to some modern birds. Understanding the dynamics of skin, scales, and feathers in dinosaurs not only enriches our knowledge of their lifestyles and behaviors, but also sheds light on the evolutionary pathways that led to the diversity of life we see today. Dinosaur legs and feet showed incredible variation across species, reflecting their diverse adaptations to different environments and lifestyles. For instance, bipedal dinosaurs, like the Velociraptor, possessed long, powerful hind limbs designed for speed and agility. The structure of their legs included strong thigh bones and flexible joints that allowed for quick movements, essential for hunting and evading predators. On the other hand, quadrupedal dinosaurs, such as the enormous Brachiosaurus, had sturdy, column-like legs that supported their significant body weight. Their legs were built more like those of modern elephants, with broad feet that helped distribute their weight effectively across various terrains. This adaptation would have enabled them to traverse the diverse landscapes of their time, feeding on towering vegetation without the risk of sinking into softer ground. The feet of dinosaurs also exhibited remarkable diversity. Some species had 3 or 4 toes, each adapted to their preferred method of locomotion. Herbivorous dinosaurs often had wider, more stable feet, suited for supporting their bulk, while predators generally possessed narrower, more elongated feet to enhance their speed and stealth. The presence of claws further differentiated these species, as some had sharp, curved claws for grasping or slashing, while others had flat hooves for better stability. Furthermore, fossilized footprints provide invaluable insights into the behavior and movement patterns of different dinosaur species. By analyzing the size, shape, and arrangement of these footprints, paleontologists can infer how fast dinosaurs ran, whether they traveled in herds, and how they interacted with their surroundings. These variations in leg and foot structure highlight the incredible adaptability of dinosaurs, showcasing their evolution in response to their ecological niches and lifestyles over millions of years. The size of dinosaur brains relative to their body size varied widely among different species, revealing fascinating insights into their behavior and intelligence. Typically, scientists evaluate brain size using a measurement called the encephalization quotient, which compares brain size to the expected brain size for an animal of a particular body mass. Many dinosaurs are thought to have had relatively small brains when compared to their massive bodies, especially among the larger sauropods like Brachiosaurus or Diplodocus. For instance, despite their enormous size, these dinosaurs had small brains, roughly the size of a baseball or less, suggesting limited cognitive abilities. In contrast, smaller theropod dinosaurs such as Velociraptor and Troodon exhibited a higher brain-to-body ratio. In fact, Troodon is often cited as having one of the largest brains relative to its body size among dinosaurs, leading scientists to speculate that it may have had more complex behaviors and intelligence. This suggests that not all dinosaurs had the same level of cognitive abilities. Small and agile species likely benefited from enhanced sensory perception and decision-making skills, which would have been advantageous in hunting and foraging. Paleontologists have also found distinct variations in brain shape among different groups of dinosaurs. For example, some predatory dinosaurs exhibit a more developed area of the brain associated with sight and motor control, indicating visual acuity and coordination might have been crucial for hunting. Conversely, herbivorous dinosaurs often displayed features that suggest their brain structure was more focused on basic processes necessary for survival in their environments. Ultimately, the relationships between brain size, body mass, and behavior present a complex picture. While larger dinosaurs may have had the brute strength to survive, smaller dinosaurs likely possessed greater agility and potentially more sophisticated behaviors. This variety illustrates the diverse evolutionary paths that dinosaurs took, adapting to their specific ecological roles and environments over millions of years. Evidence of problem-solving abilities in dinosaurs primarily comes from the study of their behavior, anatomical features, and, sometimes, fossilized trackways. Certain groups of theropods, particularly smaller species, exhibit characteristics suggesting cognitive complexity. For example, Troodon, which had a relatively large brain compared to its body size, has been associated with evidence of advanced behaviors. The structure of its skull indicates well-developed sensory regions, which could have contributed to enhanced decision-making and flexibility in its behaviors. Fossilized footprints provide indirect evidence of problem-solving as well. Trackways showing intricate patterns or changes in direction may indicate that dinosaurs adapted their movement in response to obstacles or environmental challenges. For instance, some fossilized tracks suggest that dinosaurs altered their paths when traversing challenging terrains or avoided areas where they may have encountered danger. Such behaviors imply a level of awareness and adaptability that points to cognitive engagement with their environment. Furthermore, specific fossil finds indicate the possibility of social and cooperative behaviors. Evidence suggests that some species may have engaged in pack hunting, which requires a degree of communication, coordination, and problem-solving among individuals. Observations of modern birds offer parallels, as many exhibit complex social dynamics and adeptness at solving problems, hinting at similar behaviors in their dinosaur ancestors. While direct proof of complex problem-solving in dinosaurs remains elusive, this combination of anatomical, behavioral, and fossil evidence paints a picture that suggests at least some dinosaur species possess the cognitive abilities necessary to adapt to their surroundings effectively. Understanding these behavioral nuances contributes to our broader comprehension of the ecological roles that dinosaurs played in their ecosystems millions of years ago. Dinosaur intelligence varies significantly among species, but overall, it appears to have been more advanced than that of most modern reptiles, while sharing some similarities with today's birds. The structure of dinosaur brains, particularly in theropods like Troodon, which had a relatively large brain relative to its body size, suggests cognitive abilities that could reflect greater intelligence. This is comparable to the intelligent behaviors observed in modern avian species, which are recognized for their problem-solving capabilities, social structures, and communication skills. In contrast, most modern reptiles tend to display more basic behaviors and cognitive functions, often relying more on instinct rather than complex reasoning. With smaller brain sizes relative to their body mass, reptiles, such as lizards and snakes, typically exhibit less adaptive behavior compared to both dinosaurs and birds. This difference is crucial since birds are considered the direct descendants of theropod dinosaurs, meaning the advanced traits seen in birds today have deep evolutionary roots tracing back to their dinosaur forebears. Research has revealed that many bird species demonstrate remarkable problem-solving abilities, effective communication, and social interactions, often attributed to their larger brains relative to their body size. This cognitive sophistication parallels some speculative ideas about certain dinosaur behaviors. While concrete evidence remains limited, scientists often draw parallels between the social and foraging behaviors of dinosaurs and the more intelligent behaviors seen in birds. Ultimately, while dinosaurs exhibited a range of cognitive abilities, particularly among smaller theropods, They likely represented a transitional stage in the evolution of intelligence that culminated in the more complex behaviors seen in modern birds. Understanding these evolutionary pathways allows insight into how cognitive capabilities have developed over millions of years within the lineage leading to today's avian species. Certain dinosaur species are often highlighted for their notably high intelligence, particularly among the theropods. One of the most frequently cited examples is Troodon, which is considered one of the most intelligent dinosaurs based on its relatively large brain size compared to its body mass. Troodon's brain structure suggests advanced sensory capabilities and potential problem-solving skills. The presence of a well-developed optic region indicates that it likely had keen eyesight, which would have been advantageous for hunting and navigating its environment. Another theropod, the Velociraptor, also displays signs of higher cognitive abilities, inferred from its size, limb proportions, and inferred social behaviors. Fossil evidence suggests that Velociraptor may have hunted in packs, an indication of complex social interactions that require a certain level of intelligence and communication among individuals. This kind of cooperative behavior implies strategic planning, reflecting advanced behavioral adaptations. Additionally, some larger theropods, such as the Allosaurus, may have possessed problem-solving capacities linked to their predatory lifestyles. While these dinosaurs did not have brains comparable in size relative to body mass to those of present-day birds, they exhibited features indicating a level of cognitive function necessary for survival in their ecosystems. Their capacity for learning and adaptability would have been essential for tracking prey and social interactions. While dinosaurs like Troodon and Velociraptor exhibit traits suggesting higher intelligence, it is essential to approach the concept of dinosaur intelligence with care, as it does not necessarily match the cognitive complexity found in modern mammals or birds. Nonetheless, studying these behaviors offers insights into the evolutionary foundations of intelligence in the lineage leading to today's avian species, and reflects the adaptive strategies employed by various dinosaurs millions of years ago. Dinosaur sensory capabilities played a significant role in shaping their cognitive abilities, allowing them to interact more effectively with their environments. A well-developed sense of sight, for example, would have been crucial for hunting and foraging, enhancing the ability to spot prey or navigate through complex landscapes. Theropods, like Velociraptor and Troodon, are believed to have possessed keen eyesight, with evidence pointing to large eye sockets and specific adaptations for depth perception. Such visual acuity would have influenced their hunting strategies and social interactions, leading to a more complex behavioral repertoire. Hearing also played a vital role in sensory perception. Fossil evidence suggests that some dinosaurs had ear structures that would have allowed them to hear a range of sounds. The ability to communicate through vocalizations or to detect the sounds of predators or prey would have been essential for survival. Social dinosaurs might have developed communication systems that relied on auditory signals, fostering intricate social behaviors and group dynamics, thus enhancing their cognitive capacities. Moreover, the sense of smell was likely important for many dinosaurs, particularly herbivores and scavengers. A keen sense of smell could aid in locating food sources, recognizing predators, and identifying potential mates. For instance, the olfactory bulbs in the brains of some dinosaurs suggest that they had a well-developed sense of smell, which could have influenced their ability to interact with their environment and make decisions based on scent cues. These sensory capabilities are closely linked to cognitive functions. The more complex and refined the sensory input, the more advanced the potential for behavioral adaptations. Dinosaurs with heightened sensory abilities were likely better equipped to interpret their environments, respond to challenges, and engage in more strategic behaviors. laying the groundwork for the evolutionary transition toward increased cognitive complexity, particularly observed in their avian descendants. During the age of dinosaurs, which spanned from roughly 230 million to 65 million years ago, Earth's climate was significantly different from what we experience today, comprising three main periods: Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous. The Mesozoic era featured a generally warm and humid climate. There were no polar ice caps, resulting in higher sea levels and extensive shallow inland seas. These conditions created a variety of habitats, from lush forests to arid deserts, supporting the diverse flora and fauna, including the dinosaurs themselves. The warm climate was punctuated by periods of increased greenhouse conditions, characterized by elevated levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This resulted in higher global temperatures, fostering the growth of large vegetation, such as cycads and flowering plants, which provided ample food for herbivorous dinosaurs. The abundant plant life created rich ecosystems that allowed various dinosaur species to thrive and diversify, leading to complex food webs dominated by these large reptiles. In addition to the overall warm climate, regional variations existed depending on geographic locations. Some areas experienced monsoonal climates, while others were drier, creating a range of ecosystems suitable for different species. For example, the coastlines were often lush with vegetation, while interior regions could be compared to modern deserts. This diversity supported the adaptation of dinosaurs to various ecological niches, from large sauropods that inhabited open forests to small theropods adept at hunting in more complex environments. Over the Mesozoic era, climatic fluctuations did occur, influenced by tectonic activities and volcanic eruptions that impacted atmospheric conditions. Towards the end of the Cretaceous period, as the era drew to a close, evidence indicates a cooling trend. This shift was accompanied by changing sea levels and increasingly variable weather patterns, setting the stage for the mass extinction event that ultimately led to the dinosaurs' demise. Understanding the climate during the age of dinosaurs reveals not only the environments they inhabited, but also the evolutionary pressures that shaped their development and adaptation over millions of years. Greenhouse gases played a crucial role in shaping prehistoric temperatures during the Mesozoic era, when the dinosaurs thrived. Carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor are among the key greenhouse gases that contribute to the greenhouse effect, which traps heat in the Earth's atmosphere. During the age of dinosaurs, levels of carbon dioxide were significantly higher than today, potentially several times greater, which greatly influenced global temperatures and climate patterns. The elevated levels of these gases resulted in much warmer overall temperatures, contributing to a greenhouse environment that lacked the polar ice caps we see in modern times. This warmth facilitated the growth of expansive forests, lush vegetation, and abundant marine life, creating rich ecosystems that supported the diverse and large-bodied dinosaurs. For instance, during the Jurassic period, the combination of warm temperatures and high carbon dioxide levels fostered the growth of vast swamps and wetlands, influencing the distribution of both plant and animal life. There were also fluctuations in greenhouse gas concentrations due to volcanic activity, ocean circulation patterns, and tectonic movements. Large volcanic eruptions released immense quantities of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere, impacting climate and leading to temporary warming or cooling periods. Such events could lead to rapid changes in temperature, affecting ecosystems and the survival strategies of various dinosaur species. Towards the end of the Cretaceous period, a gradual decline in greenhouse gas concentrations began, signaling shifts in climate that would ultimately contribute to drastic environmental changes. These changes, combined with other factors, such as asteroid impacts and volcanic activity, played a significant role in the eventual mass extinction event that ended the dominance of dinosaurs on Earth. The impact of greenhouse gases on prehistoric temperatures highlights the interconnectedness of geological and biological processes throughout Earth's history, shaping the evolution of life as we know it. Evidence of prehistoric ice ages is found through a variety of geological, paleontological, and climatic indicators that reveal the Earth's dramatic shifts in temperature and glacial activity over millions of years. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from the study of glacial deposits, known as till, which consist of a range of sediment types left behind when glaciers advance and retreat. These deposits can contain rocks, clay, and other materials that were transported by ice, providing clues about the extent and movement of glaciers during colder periods. Another significant source of evidence comes from ice cores drilled from glaciers and ice sheets in various regions, notably Antarctica and Greenland. These ice cores contain layers of ice that trap air bubbles, allowing scientists to analyze ancient atmospheric composition, including levels of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane. By examining the layers, researchers can reconstruct temperature fluctuations and climate conditions that correspond to various glacial and interglacial periods over the past several 100,000 years. Paleoclimatic data obtained from sediment cores in ocean beds and lake beds also shed light on prehistoric ice ages. These sediments often contain foraminifera, a type of microfossil that responds to changes in temperature and sea level. The presence of cold water foraminifera in specific sediment layers indicates cooler glacial conditions, while warmer water species suggest interglacial periods. This record helps to establish the timing and duration of ice ages throughout Earth's history. Additionally, fossil evidence provides insights into how both plant and animal life adapted to changing climates during these ice ages. For instance, the fossilized remains of woolly mammoths and saber-toothed cats indicate the presence of large ice sheets and frigid conditions, as these species thrived in tundra-like environments. The migrations of various species, inferred from fossil distribution, further reveal how life on Earth responded to the cyclical nature of glacial and interglacial periods. Together, these sources of evidence paint a comprehensive picture of prehistoric ice ages, illustrating the impact of climate shifts on the planet's geological and biological landscapes. Understanding these ancient cycles enhances our comprehension of current climate change dynamics and informs predictions about future environmental shifts. Changing sea levels had a profound impact on dinosaur habitats throughout the Mesozoic era, influencing the distribution of ecosystems and the availability of resources. During periods of high sea levels, known as transgressions, large portions of the continents were submerged, creating extensive, shallow inland seas. These seas provided unique habitats for a variety of marine life and enabled the formation of coastal environments rich in biodiversity. Dinosaurs that lived near these waters would have had access to a diverse range of plant and animal prey, which influenced their foraging and feeding strategies. Conversely, during periods of low sea levels, known as regressions, the reduction of shallow seas exposed land that had previously been submerged. This created new habitats and allowed for the expansion of terrestrial ecosystems, including forests, grasslands, and deserts. The emergence of new land areas likely spurred evolutionary developments as dinosaurs adapted to the changing environments. Some species would have thrived in newly exposed areas, giving rise to diverse adaptations tailored to these different habitats. The fluctuations in sea level also influenced climate patterns. Areas near coastlines may have experienced increased humidity and diverse vegetation due to the proximity to large bodies of water. In contrast, regions farther from the coast may have been subjected to dry conditions, affecting the types of flora and fauna that could thrive. Dinosaurs would have had to adapt their behaviors, migratory patterns, and dietary preferences based on these regional climatic variations. Furthermore, the changing coastal landscapes would have created barriers and corridors, influencing the movement and distribution of dinosaur populations. As sea levels fluctuated, some species may have found themselves isolated on land formations, while others could migrate between emerging land masses. This dynamic interplay between sea levels and habitats not only shaped dinosaur biodiversity, but also set the stage for evolutionary pressures that would drive the development of numerous species throughout the Mesozoic era. The consequences of these geological changes reflect the interconnectedness of climate, geography, and life on Earth millions of years ago. Prehistoric forests played a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate by acting as significant carbon sinks. Through the process of photosynthesis, trees absorbed carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which mitigated the greenhouse effect. During periods when forests were vast and thriving, they captured large amounts of carbon and stored it in biomass and soil. This natural mechanism helped maintain a balance in atmospheric gases, which was essential for a stable climate. Moreover, these ancient forests significantly influenced local and global weather patterns. By releasing moisture into the atmosphere through transpiration, they contributed to cloud formation and precipitation. This ability to regulate water cycles not only supported diverse ecosystems, but also helped to temper temperature extremes. In areas where extensive forests existed, conditions tended to be cooler and more humid, creating habitats that sustained a variety of life forms. The presence of prehistoric forests also contributed to soil stability and fertility. The roots of trees helped prevent soil erosion, while fallen leaves and decaying organic material enriched the soil with nutrients. Healthy soil supports plant growth, creating a self-sustaining cycle that promotes forest regeneration and enhances its capacity to sequester carbon. As we explore the impact of prehistoric forests, it becomes evident that they were not just collections of trees. They were complex systems that interacted with the atmosphere, weather, and geology, thereby maintaining the stability of Earth's climate over millions of years. Understanding this interplay sheds light on the importance of modern forests in addressing current climate challenges. Large sauropods, known for their impressive size, developed remarkable adaptations that allowed them to support their massive weight. One of the key features of these enormous dinosaurs was their pillar-like legs. Unlike the legs of elephants, which are slanted and splay outward, sauropod legs were more columnar. This structure helped distribute their weight evenly, minimizing stress on their bones and joints, ensuring stability even under such tremendous loads. Additionally, sauropods possessed extremely strong and lightweight bones. Their skeletal structure was filled with a network of internal struts, much like the design of beams in a building. These internal structures provided strength without adding unnecessary weight, allowing the sauropods to grow to enormous sizes without collapsing under their own weight. The bones were also dense enough to resist deformation, enabling these massive creatures to move gracefully despite their size. Another fascinating adaptation in their biomechanical design was their long necks and tails. These features acted as counterbalances. The long necks allowed them to reach high vegetation for feeding, while distributing their body mass over a greater area. Similarly, their long tails helped with balance, aiding in their locomotion and stability while walking. Finally, it is essential to highlight the respiratory system of sauropods. Studies suggest that they may have possessed a unique system, similar to that of modern birds, which included air sacs that lightened their bodies without compromising oxygen intake. This combination of sturdy yet lightweight bones, pillar-like legs, and an efficient respiratory system worked together to support their impressive mass while enabling their survival in the prehistoric ecosystems they inhabited. Certain dinosaurs developed a fascinating array of adaptations that enabled them to achieve high speeds, crucial for escaping predators or chasing down prey. One of the most significant adaptations was their limb structure. Many fast-running dinosaurs, such as the theropods, had long, slender legs with bones that were proportionally lighter and more elongated. These skeletal modifications reduced weight and improved stride length, allowing for rapid acceleration and sustained speed. Muscle arrangement also played a vital role in the running capabilities of these dinosaurs. Powerful thigh muscles attached to their long femur provided the necessary force for quick movements. The muscles, designed for rapid contraction, allowed these creatures to sprint, while larger muscle masses often contributed to explosive speed over short distances. Such adaptations are reminiscent of modern animals that rely on speed for survival. Another important factor was their center of mass. High-speed dinosaurs often had a more balanced body structure, distributing weight efficiently throughout their bodies. This balance was crucial for maintaining stability while running at speed. Additionally, many fast dinosaurs like Velociraptor had a lightweight body, which minimized drag and helped them maintain swift movements. Finally, the tail's role should not be overlooked. In many fast-running dinosaurs, the tail acted as a counterbalance, aiding in steering during high-speed chases. This adaptation not only contributed to their overall agility, but also provided stability during quick turns and stops. Collectively, these features made some dinosaurs incredibly adept at running, showcasing nature's remarkable ability to evolve specialized traits for survival. The tails of dinosaurs were fundamental in maintaining balance and enhancing movement, serving multiple purposes that varied with the species. For many large dinosaurs, particularly the long-necked sauropods, their tails acted as a counterbalance to their massive heads and bodies. As these dinosaurs moved, the tail helped stabilize their weight distribution, reducing the risk of tipping over. This balance was essential for their locomotion, especially when bending to graze or navigating uneven terrain. In theropods, which included agile and fast species, the tail played a significant role in steering and control during rapid movements. The long, muscular tails allowed for quick adjustments in direction, effectively enhancing their agility when running or turning sharply. These dinosaurs could use their tails to shift their center of gravity, allowing for swift, precise maneuvers without losing speed or balance. This adaptation was particularly beneficial for predator species, assisting them in catching prey or evading threats. Additionally, some dinosaurs used their tails for communication and display. For instance, certain species may have employed tail movements to signal to other dinosaurs, whether for mating displays or as behavioral signals of aggression or dominance. This function added another layer to the tail's importance, extending beyond mere balance and movement. The structural composition of dinosaur tails, often made up of many vertebrae, also contributed to their flexibility and strength. This segmentation allowed for a range of motion that supplemented the various functions, helping dinosaurs maintain stability while also providing a dynamic tool for movement and social interaction. Overall, dinosaur tails were intricate and vital adaptations that played a significant role in their daily lives. Evidence of dinosaur migration patterns primarily comes from fossil discoveries and the analysis of ancient trackways. One of the most striking pieces of evidence lies in the fossilized footprints found in numerous locations across different continents. These trackways indicate that groups of dinosaurs traveled together, suggesting migratory behavior similar to that observed in modern animals. For example, large herds of hadrosaurs and sauropods have been identified traveling along the same routes, likely in search of food and more favorable climates as seasons changed. Paleontologists also examine the geochemical compositions of these fossilized remains in specific locations, such as ancient riverbeds or coastal areas. The isotopic analysis of bones and teeth can reveal information about the diet and environment of these dinosaurs. Variations in the isotopic ratios suggest shifts in habitat, indicating that certain species might have migrated to exploit different resources throughout the year. Such changes in diet and habitat can be strong indicators of migratory patterns, particularly related to climate and seasonal availability of food. Furthermore, the discovery of large bone beds where numerous dinosaur skeletons have been unearthed provides insights into potential migration. Many of these bone beds were formed during specific events, such as droughts or seasonal changes, when dinosaurs congregated in larger numbers. The patterns of these accumulations can inform research about migratory behavior, hinting at how and why certain species might have traveled together across vast distances. Lastly, the fossilized remains of dinosaur eggs and nesting sites also suggest migratory behavior. Specific locations, like the ones found in Mongolia and Argentina, show evidence of repeated nesting by particular species, implying that these dinosaurs returned to the same areas year after year. This kind of evidence supports the idea that some dinosaurs engaged in migrant patterns based on breeding cycles, similar to modern behaviors observed in migratory bird species. Collectively, these findings help paint a comprehensive picture of the migratory habits of various dinosaur species. While the term aquatic dinosaurs might be somewhat misleading, as dinosaurs were primarily terrestrial creatures, some reptiles closely related to dinosaurs, like Plesiosaurus and Ichthyosaurus, adapted effectively to life in water. These marine reptiles developed a range of features that allowed them to navigate and thrive in aquatic environments. Their streamlined bodies significantly reduced drag while swimming, making their movements more efficient in the water. One of the key adaptations in these marine reptiles was their limb structure. Unlike terrestrial dinosaurs, these species evolved flipper-like limbs, which were powerful enough to propel them through the water. For instance, Ichthyosaurus had elongated bodies and paddle-like limbs that allowed them to swim rapidly. The movement of their limbs functioned similarly to the wings of birds or the fins of fish, enabling strong thrust and agile turns. Additionally, the tail structures of these aquatic reptiles were crucial for their movement. Many had strong, flattened tails that provided propulsion. When the animals swam, by moving their tails from side to side, they were able to generate significant forward momentum, allowing them to cover large distances in their search for prey or while evading larger predators. This tail movement, coupled with their streamlined bodies, made them highly efficient swimmers. The overall buoyancy of these marine reptiles also played an essential role in their aquatic lifestyle. Many exhibited adaptations that allowed them to maintain balance and position in the water column, such as specialized lungs or buoyancy aids like bladders. These adaptations enabled them to move effortlessly between different depths while hunting for fish, squid, or other sea life. Collectively, these evolutionary changes allowed them to thrive in environments that were vastly different from the terrestrial landscapes inhabited by their dinosaur cousins. Several regions around the world are renowned for their rich deposits of dinosaur fossils, each contributing significantly to our understanding of these ancient creatures. North America stands out as a particularly fruitful area, especially the western United States, where states like Montana and Wyoming are home to the famous Hell Creek and Jurassic formations. These areas have yielded a wealth of fossils, including those of iconic species such as Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops. In South America, Argentina and Brazil have also played a crucial role in dinosaur discoveries. The Patagonia region in particular is noted for its diverse dinosaur fauna, including large sauropods and carnivorous theropods. Notable finds such as Argentinosaurus have come from this area, providing insights into the evolutionary history of dinosaurs in the southern hemisphere. Moving to Asia, Mongolia's Gobi Desert has produced countless dinosaur fossils that have shaped our understanding of dinosaur evolution. Here, paleontologists have uncovered well-preserved specimens of both herbivorous and carnivorous dinosaurs, including Velociraptor and Protoceratops, which have sparked considerable interest due to their implications regarding dinosaur behavior and ecology. Finally, Europe is not to be overlooked, as countries like Germany, France, and the United Kingdom harbor important fossil sites. The Solnhofen limestone in Germany is especially famous for preserving specimens such as Archaeopteryx, which provides critical evidence about the evolutionary link between dinosaurs and birds. These regions collectively showcase the diverse habitats in which dinosaurs thrived, offering a glimpse into their past and contributing to the overall narrative of life on Earth during the Mesozoic era. South America has been a treasure trove of unique dinosaur species, reflecting the diverse environments that existed during the Mesozoic era. Among the most remarkable is Argentinosaurus, one of the largest known land animals. This colossal sauropod is estimated to have reached lengths exceeding 100 feet. Its sheer size illustrates the incredible diversity of giant herbivores that roamed the ancient landscapes of the continent. Another notable species is Giganotosaurus, a massive theropod that rivals the infamous Tyrannosaurus rex in size. Discovered in Argentina, this predator likely grew to lengths of around 40 to 46 feet, making it one of the largest known carnivorous dinosaurs of its time. Giganotosaurus offers vital insights into the predatory adaptations of large theropods and their roles within the ecosystems of prehistoric South America. Additionally, the discovery of theropods like Carnotaurus has captivated paleontologists. This unique dinosaur is characterized by its distinctive bull-like horns and a remarkably short face. Its specialized features suggest it was well adapted for speed and agility, allowing it to hunt smaller prey in the dense vegetation of its southern habitats. The unique morphology of Carnotaurus highlights the evolutionary experimentation that took place in this isolated region. Lastly, the fossil-rich region of Patagonia has yielded smaller but equally intriguing dinosaurs, such as Eoraptor and Amargasaurus. These species add to the remarkable mosaic of dinosaur life in South America. The finds of these and other unique species not only enrich the narrative surrounding dinosaur evolution, but also underscore the continent's pivotal role in shaping our understanding of these ancient creatures. Dinosaurs in Asia exhibited distinct characteristics that reflected the unique environmental conditions and evolutionary pressures of the region. One of the most notable features is the remarkable diversity of species found there, particularly among theropods and ornithischians. For instance, Asia is famous for many small feathered theropods, such as Velociraptor and the early bird Archaeopteryx. The presence of feathers suggests that Asian dinosaurs were at the forefront of the evolutionary transition from non-avian dinosaurs to birds, showcasing a more pronounced adaptability to various ecological niches. Moreover, some large dinosaurs unique to Asia, such as the gigantic theropod Carcharodontosaurus and the plant-eating sauropod Mamenchisaurus, further highlight the differences between Asian dinosaurs and those from other continents. Mamenchisaurus, recognized for its extraordinarily long neck, adapted to a diet that allowed it to reach foliage that many other herbivores could not. This specialization in feeding strategies emphasizes the ecological richness of the Asian environment during the Mesozoic. Another important factor that contributed to the distinctiveness of Asian dinosaurs was the continent's geographical history. Asia was often shaped by dynamic tectonic activity, which created a variety of habitats, from arid deserts to lush forests. Consequently, dinosaurs had to adapt to different environmental pressures, leading to evolutionary innovations not necessarily seen in other continents. The discovery of unique dinosaurs, like the armored Ankylosaurus and the ceratopsian Psittacosaurus, illustrates that diversity was not just in size, but also included remarkable variations in morphology and behavior. Additionally, fossil finds in Asia have revealed the influence of isolation due to geological barriers, which allowed for the independent evolution of certain groups of dinosaurs. Species that emerged in Asia frequently did not have direct counterparts in North America or Europe, showcasing how continental drift and environmental factors shaped diverse evolutionary paths. Therefore, the distinctive features and adaptations of Asian dinosaurs provide valuable insights into the broader narrative of dinosaur evolution across the globe. Africa has produced a wealth of notable dinosaur discoveries that have significantly advanced our understanding of these ancient creatures. One of the most famous findings is that of Spinosaurus, a giant theropod that is believed to have been partially aquatic. Discovered in Egypt, Spinosaurus is notable for its elongated snout with conical teeth, which suggest a diet that included fish. The unique sail-like structure on its back, formed by elongated neural spines, adds to the intrigue of this species, making it one of the most unusual predatory dinosaurs known. Another remarkable discovery is that of the sauropod dinosaur called Argentinosaurus. Although its remains have also been found in Argentina, some related fossils have been unearthed in Africa. This enormous herbivore is among the largest land animals to have ever existed, with estimates suggesting it could have reached lengths of over 100 feet. Finding such massive dinosaur fossils in Africa contributes to the understanding of the distribution of large sauropods across continents. In addition to these giants, Africa has yielded significant finds of smaller dinosaurs, such as the iguanodontian dinosaur Uranosaurus, discovered in Niger. Uranosaurus is particularly noteworthy due to its distinctive sail-like structure on its back, possibly used for thermoregulation or display. Its hybrid features, combining characteristics of both iguanodonts and theropods, highlight the diverse evolutionary paths that dinosaurs took within the African continent. More recently, the discovery of the giant theropod Carcharodontosaurus in Morocco has captured attention. This predator, which lived during the late Cretaceous period, was one of the largest carnivorous dinosaurs and is often compared to the Tyrannosaurus rex in terms of size and ecological role. The fossils discovered provide key insights into predatory dynamics in ancient African ecosystems. Collectively, these discoveries emphasize Africa's critical role in the ongoing exploration of dinosaur evolution and diversity. Isolation played a significant role in shaping dinosaur evolution in Australia. During much of the Mesozoic era, Australia was separated from other land masses, including Antarctica and Asia, leading to a unique evolutionary trajectory for its dinosaur species. This geographical isolation meant that dinosaurs in Australia developed distinct adaptations and characteristics that were not seen in counterparts on other continents. One of the most notable examples is the diversity of ornithopod dinosaurs found in Australia. Species such as Muttaburrasaurus and Hypsilophodon display features adapted to the specific environments of ancient Australia, indicating local adaptations to food sources and climate. This divergence from other continents illustrates how isolation can spur evolutionary changes, as which species were able to thrive depended heavily on their ability to adapt to the unique conditions of their surroundings. Additionally, the isolation allowed for the emergence of unique species not found elsewhere. For instance, the discovery of several distinct theropods, such as the carnivorous Australovenator, highlights how the lack of competition from other theropods may have permitted these Australian dinosaurs to fill niches that would have been occupied by different species in more connected ecosystems. Their evolution reflects an adaptation to the available prey and environmental challenges they faced, further differentiating them from their relatives on other continents. Furthermore, the gradual movement of the Australian continent over millions of years led to varying climatic conditions and the availability of diverse habitats. These changes created opportunities for different dinosaur groups to adapt and diversify further. As Australia eventually reconnected with other landmasses, some uniquely Australian dinosaur lineages may have faced various pressures that influenced their survival or extinction. Overall, the isolation of Australia played a crucial role in fostering unique evolutionary paths, resulting in adaptations and forms that enrich our understanding of the broader narrative of dinosaur diversity and evolution. The conclusion that some dinosaurs had feathers is supported by a combination of fossil evidence, anatomical studies, and the understanding of evolutionary relationships. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from well-preserved fossils discovered in China, particularly from the Liaoning province, which are known for their exceptional fossilization conditions. Among these fossils, several species, including the small theropod Velociraptor, exhibit clear impressions of feathers. These impressions not only suggest the presence of feathers, but also demonstrate variations in feather types, from simple filaments to more complex structures resembling modern bird feathers. Additionally, other discoveries of feathered dinosaurs, such as the primitive bird Archaeopteryx, have revealed a striking similarity between dinosaur feathers and those of modern birds. Archaeopteryx, found in Germany, showcases both feathers and dinosaur characteristics, highlighting the evolutionary link between theropods and birds. The presence of asymmetrical feathers in some fossil specimens indicates adaptations for flight, providing insights into the early stages of feather evolution and their potential roles in insulation, display, and flight. Anatomical studies of the skeletal structure of theropods further strengthen the case for feathers. Many theropods share specific features with modern birds, including similar limb proportions and bone structures. The discovery of small, feathered theropods that exhibit both avian and non-avian characteristics helps piece together the evolutionary puzzle, indicating that feathers likely evolved well before the first birds emerged. Finally, comparative analysis of modern birds and their closest living relatives, crocodilians, has provided insights into the evolutionary origins of feathers. This research suggests that feathers may have evolved from simpler structures like scales as a means of temperature regulation or display before serving their roles in flight. Altogether, these lines of evidence converge to support the conclusion that feathers were present on several dinosaur species, reshaping our understanding of dinosaur biology and their relationship with modern birds. The dinosaur groups most likely to have possessed feathers are primarily the theropods, which are a diverse group of bipedal carnivores that include modern birds. Theropods, such as Velociraptor and Tyrannosaurus rex, are now understood to have exhibited a range of feather types, from simple filament-like structures to more complex ready feathers. The discovery of feathered fossils within this group supports the idea that feathers were common among various theropod species, suggesting their evolutionary significance in insulation, display, and possibly even in early flight adaptations. Another important group that likely had feathers is the Maniraptorans, a subgroup of theropods that includes not only well-known species like Velociraptor, but also smaller, bird-like dinosaurs. This group showcases increased variations in feather types and arrangements, illuminating the evolutionary steps leading to modern birds. Fossils of Maniraptorans often reveal well-preserved feather imprints, indicating that feathers played a crucial role in their biology. Additionally, the Coelurosaurs, which encompass a larger clade of theropods that includes Maniraptorans, are also suspected to have had feathers. This broader category includes dinosaurs, such as Oviraptor and Troodon, which display characteristics consistent with the presence of feathers. The diversity of feather types seen in these fossils suggests that feathers may have served multiple functions across various ecological niches within this group. While feathers are most closely associated with theropods, it is intriguing to consider the possibility that some feather-like structures might have appeared in other dinosaur groups, though direct evidence for this is currently limited. Overall, the evidence strongly supports that theropods and their relatives were the dinosaur groups most likely to have feathers, highlighting an important evolutionary link to the origins of modern birds. Dinosaur feathers displayed a variety of forms and structures that differed in several significant ways from those of modern birds. One of the key differences lies in the complexity of the feather structures. Many feathers found on dinosaurs were simpler and less specialized than those of modern birds. For instance, early dinosaur feathers often resembled downy filaments or were characterized by unbranched structures known as proto-feathers. These simpler feathers likely served functions such as insulation or display, rather than the aerodynamic capabilities we associate with modern bird feathers. Another notable difference is the arrangement and attachment of feathers. In modern birds, feathers are organized in a streamlined manner, enabling effective flight. Conversely, some dinosaur species exhibited feathers that were not uniformly distributed over the body, leading to more patchy coverage. This irregularity suggests that feathers did not initially evolve for flight, but likely developed for other purposes, such as thermoregulation or signaling to potential mates. The types of feathers found on dinosaurs also varied widely. While modern birds have distinct categories of feathers, such as contour feathers for flight, down feathers for insulation, and flight feathers with specialized structures for aerodynamics, many dinosaurs possessed a combination of different feather types. In certain species, the presence of both primitive filamentous monofilaments and more complex veined feathers indicates an evolutionary transition toward the specialized feather forms we see in birds today. Finally, the size and shape of feathers in dinosaurs were often different from those in modern avians. Some dinosaur feathers were significantly larger, as seen in the spectacular finds of specimens like Microraptor, which had long, well-developed feathers suitable for gliding. Overall, while there are similarities that point to a shared evolutionary ancestry, the differences in structure, function, and complexity highlight the unique adaptations of dinosaur feathers compared to those of contemporary birds. Feathers in non-flying dinosaurs served a variety of crucial functions beyond the ability to aid in flying. One of the primary purposes of feathers was insulation. In prehistoric environments, maintaining body temperature would have been vital for survival, especially for smaller dinosaurs with higher metabolic rates. Feathers, even in their simplest forms, could trap heat and provide warmth, allowing these dinosaurs to thrive in cooler climates or during specific seasons. Another significant role feathers likely played was in display and communication. Just as modern birds use vibrant plumage to attract mates or establish dominance, non-flying dinosaurs may have employed feathers for similar purposes. Brightly colored or uniquely patterned feathers could help individuals stand out within a community, improving mating success or signaling to rivals. Fossils of feathered dinosaurs often show complex arrangements of feathers, suggesting that display mechanisms were an essential aspect of their behavior. Feathers may also have contributed to camouflage and protection. In lush environments, feathered dinosaurs could blend into their surroundings, becoming less visible to predators or prey alike. Certain feather types, such as downy filaments, could provide a soft protective layer, potentially preventing injuries when navigating through dense vegetation or during social interactions with other members of their species. Lastly, feathers could have played a role in enhancing maneuverability on the ground. Some paleontologists propose that feathered appendages allowed for better movement and stability as dinosaurs navigated their habitats. Rather than being solely a precursor to flight, these adaptations may have facilitated agility while running or evading predators. Feathers in non-flying dinosaurs were multifaceted adaptations that provided insulation, aided in display and communication, offered camouflage, and enhanced maneuverability, highlighting the versatility and evolutionary significance of feathers, even in species that never took to the skies. The discovery of feathered dinosaurs fundamentally transformed our view of the relationship between dinosaurs and modern birds. These remarkable fossil findings, primarily from the late Jurassic and early Cretaceous periods in China, provided compelling evidence that feathers were not exclusive to birds, but were also present on many theropod dinosaurs. This revelation suggested that feathers likely evolved for purposes beyond flight, such as insulation or display, thereby indicating a more complex evolutionary pathway for these ancient creatures. Initially, dinosaurs were often envisioned as scaly, lizard-like reptiles, which fueled a simplistic understanding of their biology and behavior. The presence of feathers among non-avian dinosaurs introduced the idea that some characteristics previously associated only with birds were part of a broader evolutionary strategy. This insight encouraged scientists to consider how these features might have been utilized by dinosaurs for various functions throughout their lives. Moreover, feathered dinosaur discoveries have lent further support to the theory that birds are, in fact, the descendants of certain theropod dinosaurs. The more researchers dug into these fossils, the more they uncovered transitional traits such as lightweight skeletons and structures that resemble modern feathers. This continuity challenged the traditional notion of a clear divide between non-avian dinosaurs and birds, collapsing the long-held belief that birds originated from entirely different lineages. These findings prompted a re-evaluation of how we understand the ecology and behavior of dinosaurs. They suggested that many species were likely more colorful and vibrant than previously imagined, engaging in complex behaviors that could have included displays for mating purposes or social interaction. This fresh perspective paints a richer and more intricate picture of dinosaur evolution, highlighting the interconnections between past and present species, and enriching the narrative of life on Earth during the age of dinosaurs. A diverse array of large marine reptiles inhabited the oceans, showcasing the remarkable variety of life that existed in marine environments. Among these were the plesiosaurs, known for their long necks and broad bodies. These creatures could reach impressive lengths, often stretching over 10 meters. They had 4 paddle-like limbs, which allowed them to navigate through the water gracefully. Their distinctive body shapes hint at a lifestyle that involved hunting from the depths, utilizing their elongated necks to catch small fish and squid. Another prominent group of marine reptiles was the ichthyosaurs, which bore a striking resemblance to modern dolphins. They were streamlined and built for speed, with long snouts filled with sharp teeth for catching prey. Some ichthyosaurs reached lengths of up to 20 meters, and they thrived during the Mesozoic era. Fossil evidence suggests they were viviparous, giving birth to live young, much like some mammals today. This adaptation indicates a high level of specialization for life in the ocean. The mosasaurs were yet another fascinating group. These formidable predators dominated the seas during the late Cretaceous period. With elongated bodies and powerful tails, they were well adapted for a life of hunting. Some mosasaurs grew to be more than 17 meters long and had jaws filled with impressive teeth designed for grasping slippery prey, like fish and marine reptiles. They were capable of rapid movements, making them effective hunters in their aquatic environments. These marine reptiles existed alongside terrestrial dinosaurs, demonstrating that the Mesozoic world was rich in diverse life forms, each occupying unique ecological niches. Their adaptations and interactions with each other, however, were distinct, and although they lived during the same era, they were not dinosaurs. Their existence highlights the complexity of marine ecosystems during this period and provides valuable insights into the evolutionary pathways of reptiles in the ancient seas. Prehistoric fish exhibited a range of differences from modern fish, reflecting the vast changes in both the environment and evolutionary pressures over millions of years. One of the most significant distinctions lies in their anatomy. Early fish, such as those from the Devonian period, often possessed more primitive skeletal structures made primarily of cartilage rather than bone. For instance, species like the Dunkleosteus were armored with bony plates instead of scales, giving them a formidable appearance and reflecting an evolutionary strategy suited for their environment. Additionally, prehistoric fish tended to have different forms of body structure and fins compared to modern species. Many ancient fish had large, paddle-like pectoral fins and elongated bodies, adaptations that allowed them to thrive in the deep and complex ecosystems of their time. This stands in contrast to many modern fish, which have evolved to have more streamlined shapes for efficiency in various aquatic habitats. Some ancient types, like the coelacanth, were believed to have gone extinct until their rediscovery in the 20th century, providing a glimpse into the resilience and continuity of certain lineages. The evolution of jaws marked a crucial turning point in the history of fish. Early jawless fish, such as lampreys and hagfish, lacked the complex jaw structures found in most modern species. The development of jaws in fish led to significant changes in feeding strategies and allowed for a broader range of dietary options, contributing to the diversification of fish species. This evolutionary leap was critical in setting the foundation for the success of later fish groups. Lastly, the environments in which these prehistoric fish lived were markedly different from those today. The continents were arranged differently, and ancient oceans hosted a range of habitats that supported unique ecosystems. Variations in climate, oxygen levels, and water salinity created conditions that shaped the evolution of fish and contributed to the emergence of forms that would ultimately give rise to the diverse fish populations we see in today's seas and rivers. Understanding these differences not only illuminates the past, but also provides valuable insights into the resilience and adaptability of life over geological timescales. Prehistoric oceans were teeming with diverse invertebrate life forms, many of which played crucial roles in the marine ecosystems of their time. Among the most dominant invertebrates were the trilobites, which flourished during the Paleozoic era. These marine arthropods exhibited varied shapes and sizes, with some species reaching lengths of over 30 centimeters. Trilobites were characterized by their distinct three-lobed body plan, hard exoskeletons, and complex eyes, which allowed them to navigate the underwater environment effectively. They occupied diverse habitats and ecological niches, feeding primarily on detritus and microorganisms on the seafloor. Another significant group was the cephalopods, which included ancestors to modern squids and octopuses. During the Mesozoic era, ammonites became particularly prominent. These creatures possessed coiled, chambered shells and an ability to move through the water with remarkable agility. Their distinctive shell structures contributed to their success, allowing them to thrive in various marine settings. The varied shapes and sizes of ammonites indicate extensive adaptations to different ecological roles. making them some of the ocean's most successful predators of their time. Brachiopods also played a vital role in prehistoric marine ecosystems. While superficially resembling modern clams, brachiopods have a distinct structure and were abundant in the Paleozoic seas. They attached themselves to the sea floor and contributed to the reef systems, serving as essential filter feeders in the ecology of their time. Their unique shells, often beautifully ornamented, reveal the diversity within this group and their prolonged reign in marine environments. Lastly, coral reefs, constructed primarily by ancient corals such as rugose and tabulate corals, dominated prehistoric shallow marine ecosystems. These corals played a fundamental role in creating complex habitats that supported myriad marine life. The diverse ecological architectures formed by these corals provided essential shelter and breeding grounds for other organisms, illustrating the interconnectedness of life in ancient oceans. The thriving invertebrate populations in prehistoric seas set the stage for the rich biodiversity we observe today, highlighting the evolutionary legacy of ocean life through the ages. The Mesozoic era, often referred to as the Age of Dinosaurs, was a dynamic period of profound change for marine ecosystems, spanning from approximately 253 million years ago to 66 million years ago. This era saw significant shifts in biodiversity, habitat structures, and species interactions. At the beginning of the Mesozoic, the oceans were primarily dominated by ancient reef systems formed by rugose and tabulate corals, along with an array of mollusks, such as ammonites and belemnites. These ecosystems were relatively simple compared to those that would develop later in the era. As the Mesozoic progressed, especially during the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods, marine life began to diversify dramatically. The emergence of modern coral families marked a pivotal shift. These new reef-building corals formed extensive and complex structures that provided habitat for a wide variety of marine organisms, creating rich ecosystems similar to those seen today. This period saw the rise of larger marine predators, including sharks and the first true marine reptiles, such as ichthyosaurs and mosasaurs, which evolved adaptations that allowed them to thrive in open ocean environments. The Cretaceous period brought further complexity to marine ecosystems with the proliferation of flowering plants, which began to colonize coastal regions. This transitional phase introduced new food sources and habitats, significantly impacting marine and coastal ecosystems. The appearance of true sea turtles and other reptiles adapted to life in the ocean showcased the evolving relationships between terrestrial and marine environments. Additionally, the interactions among various marine species became more intricate, enhancing predator-prey dynamics as organisms adapted to their changing surroundings. However, the end of the Mesozoic was marked by a catastrophic event, likely a combination of volcanic activity and a massive asteroid impact. This mass extinction event led to the collapse of many marine ecosystems, resulting in the loss of over 70% of marine species, including the dominant marine reptiles. The aftermath of this upheaval paved the way for new forms of life to emerge in the Cenozoic era, including the ancestors of modern fish and marine mammals. The changes throughout the Mesozoic era illustrate the remarkable adaptability of marine ecosystems, continually evolving in response to environmental shifts and biological innovations. Changing sea levels throughout geological history have had a profound impact on marine life, influencing biodiversity, habitat availability, and ecological interactions. During periods of rising sea levels, often referred to as transgressions, vast areas of land became submerged, expanding the marine environment. This increase in shallow marine habitats allowed for greater diversity of life, particularly in the areas known as continental shelves, where sunlight penetrated, supporting photosynthesis and fostering rich ecosystems. The newly available habitats were ideal for coral reefs, which thrived and provided essential structures for countless marine organisms. Conversely, during periods of falling sea levels or regressions, habitats were lost as coastal regions and shelf areas became exposed. These changes could lead to shifts in species distributions and the extinction of marine organisms that relied on specific habitats, such as shallow waters or coral reefs. For instance, a regression could cause the fragmentation of reef systems, isolating populations and making them more vulnerable to local extinctions. Such changes have historically triggered significant evolutionary pressures, pushing species to adapt or migrate to survive in the increasingly harsh conditions. The fluctuation of sea levels also had significant effects on sediment distribution, which could alter the physical environment in which marine organisms lived. For example, the increased erosion during periods of falling sea levels could lead to sediment runoff, affecting water quality and light penetration, critical to the growth of photosynthetic organisms. This in turn could disrupt the food chain, with implications for the overall health of marine ecosystems. Moreover, changing sea levels influence the mixing of water masses and nutrient distribution in the oceans, significantly impacting primary productivity. Areas that experienced rising seas often saw an influx of nutrients that enhanced food availability, supporting larger populations of fish and invertebrates. The complex interplay between sea level fluctuations and marine life illustrates the adaptability and resilience of ecosystems in navigating the ever-evolving challenges presented by Earth's dynamic climate systems. These historical patterns of change provide valuable insights into how contemporary marine environments may respond to ongoing climate change and rising sea levels today. The growth rates of different dinosaur species varied significantly, influenced by factors such as body size, diet, and environment. Generally, smaller dinosaur species exhibited faster growth rates compared to their larger relatives. For example, some theropods, such as the famous Velociraptor, reached adult size relatively quickly, maturing in just a few years. These smaller predators benefited from high metabolic rates, allowing them to grow rapidly and become effective hunters at a young age. In contrast, large sauropods, like the Brachiosaurus, experienced much slower growth rates. Fossil evidence suggests that these massive dinosaurs might have taken decades to reach their full size, which could exceed 20 meters in length. Their growth was a gradual process, likely influenced by their herbivorous diets, which required them to consume large quantities of vegetation daily. Despite their slow maturation, once they reached adulthood, these colossal creatures often had fewer natural predators, a factor that likely influenced their elongated growth periods. Research into dinosaur growth patterns has also revealed that many species underwent a process called negative allometry, where juvenile specimens grew disproportionately faster than adults. This means that younger dinosaurs had significantly different body proportions compared to their fully grown counterparts. For instance, young theropods would have had much longer legs relative to their torso size, allowing for increased speed and agility, which could have been crucial for evading predators. Interestingly, some studies have indicated that certain dinosaurs may have had growth spurts, much like some modern reptiles, experiencing rapid increases in size during specific life stages. This adaptability in growth rates and patterns likely helped them thrive in diverse environments, whether they were sprinting in pursuit of prey or grazing among the vast vegetation. The intricate growth dynamics of dinosaurs not only illustrate their biological diversity, but also provide insights into how they navigated the challenges of survival in prehistoric ecosystems. Growth rings in dinosaur bones, often referred to as annuli, serve as a valuable tool for paleontologists to understand various aspects of dinosaur biology and life history. Just like the rings in tree trunks, these rings indicate periods of growth, with each band typically representing a year of life. By examining these patterns, researchers can glean insights into the age of the dinosaur at the time of death. This kind of information is crucial for constructing life histories, understanding maturation rates, and assessing growth strategies among different species. The structure of these growth rings can also provide information about the environmental conditions experienced by the dinosaur during its lifespan. For instance, variations in the thickness of the rings can suggest periods of stress or resource scarcity. In years with abundant resources, the rings might be wider, while narrower rings could indicate challenging conditions, such as droughts or fluctuations in food availability. This data allows scientists to infer not only the lifestyle of dinosaurs, but also to understand the ecological dynamics of their environments during their reign. Additionally, these annuli can shed light on the metabolic rates of different dinosaur species. For example, fast-growing species may exhibit more pronounced and frequent growth rings, indicating a higher level of metabolic activity. In contrast, slow-growing dinosaurs might show more consistent and less variable ring patterns, hinting at lower metabolic rates. This aspect of their biology can help scientists classify dinosaurs into categories, such as warm-bloodedness or cold-bloodedness, further enhancing our understanding of their biology and behavior. Lastly, studying these growth rings contributes to our comprehension of dinosaur development and health. By assessing the growth patterns and any abnormalities in the rings, researchers can identify developmental issues or diseases that may have affected dinosaurs during their lifetimes. This multifaceted information derived from growth rings allows scientists to paint a more detailed picture of the lives of these ancient creatures, linking their growth patterns to the ecological and environmental contexts of their time. Dinosaur eggs and nesting habits displayed remarkable diversity, reflecting the wide range of species and their adaptations to different environments. For instance, some small theropod dinosaurs, such as the oviraptor, laid their eggs in clutches that were often elaborately arranged and tended to show evidence of parental care. These nests typically contained several eggs, often decorated with distinctive textures or coloration. The arrangement of the eggs within the nest indicates behaviors that suggest adults may have been involved in protecting and ensuring the survival of their young. Larger dinosaurs, such as the sauropods, exhibited different nesting strategies. Fossil evidence indicates that some of these massive creatures laid their eggs in communal nesting sites. These nests could range from large clusters containing dozens of eggs to extensive colonies where multiple females returned to lay eggs in the same area. Such communal nesting likely provided increased protection against predators, as the sheer number of eggs could deter threats. The eggs themselves were often laid in shallow depressions in the ground, sometimes in loose sand or sediment, to provide a more suitable environment for incubation. Some species took a different approach altogether, leaning towards a more nomadic nesting style. For example, certain ornithischian dinosaurs laid their eggs in temporary nests that had little structure, suggesting that they moved frequently. This behavior illustrates the adaptability of different species to their environments and survival strategies. By ensuring that eggs were less visible to predators, they enhanced the chances of successful hatching. The size and shape of dinosaur eggs also varied widely among species. Some eggs, like those of theropods, were relatively small and often ovoid in shape, while others, such as those from some hadrosaurs, could be larger and more spherical. The composition of the eggshells also varied, with some being thick and robust to withstand pressure, while others were thinner, indicating differences in the breeding strategies and ecological niches of the dinosaurs. These egg and nesting behaviors highlight not only the incredible diversity among dinosaur species, but also their adaptability and evolutionary strategies in ensuring the survival of their young. Understanding dinosaur lifespans has become a fascinating area of research, revealing that these ancient creatures experienced a wide range of life expectancies depending on their species, size, and ecological niches. Estimates suggest that smaller dinosaurs, such as certain theropods, may have had shorter lifespans, often living around 10 to 20 years. Their faster growth rates and development cycles likely contributed to this trend, aligning with their need to quickly adapt and thrive in competitive environments. In contrast, larger dinosaurs, particularly the colossal sauropods, are believed to have enjoyed much longer lifespans. Fossil evidence, including growth rings in their bones, indicates that these massive creatures could live for several decades, possibly approaching 70 to 100 years or more. Their slower rates of growth and extended periods of maturation suggest that, while they faced challenges such as predation as juveniles, reaching maturity allowed them to occupy a dominant niche in their ecosystems with fewer threats from competitors once fully grown. The variations in lifespans also reflect different reproductive strategies among dinosaur species. Species with longer lifespans may have had slower reproduction rates, investing more time in nurturing and protecting their young, while those with shorter lifespans often reproduced at a faster pace. This balance between longevity and reproduction illustrates the evolutionary adaptations that different groups of dinosaurs developed to survive and thrive in their respective environments. Additionally, environmental factors and the overall health of individual dinosaurs would have influenced their lifespans. Access to resources, the presence of predators, climate conditions and disease patterns all contributed to longevity, much as they do in modern wildlife populations. Overall, while concrete lifespans for dinosaurs are challenging to determine, the evidence suggests that these magnificent creatures exhibited a remarkable range of life expectancies, showcasing their diversity and adaptability over millions of years of evolution. Sexual dimorphism, the physical differences between males and females of the same species, is a fascinating aspect of dinosaur biology that appears to have manifested in various ways across different species. In certain theropods, evidence suggests that males and females displayed distinct size differences. For instance, some species, like the tyrannosaurids, showcased females that were larger and more robust, likely a result of adaptations for egg-laying and nurturing. This situation mirrors some modern birds, where females are often larger due to reproductive demands. In other dinosaur species, sexual dimorphism may have been reflected in secondary sexual characteristics. For example, evidence from certain ceratopsians, such as Triceratops, indicates the presence of different frill shapes or horn structures between sexes. Males may have developed larger, more ornate frills and horns, which could have been used in display or combat for mating rites. Similarly to how modern animals utilize pronounced features to attract mates and assert dominance. Coloration also presents a potential avenue for sexual dimorphism, though direct evidence is limited. Some paleontologists speculate that differences in feather colors or patterns could have existed, with males potentially exhibiting brighter or more vivid colors to attract females and signal health and fitness. This hypothesis draws parallels with many modern birds, where males often display colorful plumage to entice potential mates, while females tend to be more muted in coloration for camouflage. Additionally, nesting behaviors and reproductive strategies provide clues to the presence of sexual dimorphism. In species, like the hadrosaurs, where fossilized nests have been found, the arrangement of eggs and evidence of parental care suggests that sexual differentiation might have influenced nesting sites or parental roles. While the specifics of sexual dimorphism in dinosaurs remain a topic of ongoing research, the patterns observed offer intriguing insights into their biology, behaviors, and evolutionary adaptations, highlighting the complexities of dinosaur life beyond mere size and shape. Public perception of dinosaurs has evolved dramatically over the years, reflecting changing scientific understandings and cultural influences. Initially, in the early 19th century, dinosaurs were depicted as colossal, lumbering reptiles, primarily informed by limited fossil evidence and a prevailing view of them as giant, slow creatures. The first dinosaur discoveries, such as Megalosaurus and Iguanodon, emphasized their immense size and reptilian nature, capturing the imagination of the public as terrifying monsters that thrived in a bygone age. As paleontological research progressed in the 20th century, the perception of dinosaurs began to shift significantly. With the advent of more complete fossils and advancements in technology, scientists uncovered a wealth of information about their anatomy, behaviors, and possible warm-bloodedness. This led to the portrayal of dinosaurs as more dynamic and active animals, rather than mere sluggish reptiles. The idea that some dinosaurs may have been feathered and capable of rapid movement contributed greatly to this transformation, influencing how they were depicted in media and educational materials. The cultural impact of dinosaurs surged with the release of films and television shows, particularly with the influence of movies like Jurassic Park in the early 1990s, which showcased dinosaurs as thrilling and formidable creatures using groundbreaking visual effects. This portrayal captivated audiences and solidified dinosaurs as icons of fascination and adventure, yet it also reinforced some misconceptions about their behavior and biology. Today, the public's understanding of dinosaurs continues to evolve, with a greater emphasis on their diversity, behaviors, and relationships with modern birds. Museums, documentaries, and popular science literature play crucial roles in disseminating knowledge about the variety of dinosaur species, their ecosystems, and the evolving view of their appearances and lifestyles. As scientific discoveries unfold, addressing previous misconceptions and highlighting new findings, the perception of dinosaurs has shifted from that of fearsome giants to a more nuanced appreciation of their significance in Earth's history and as vital components of the evolutionary narrative. Movies and books have played a significant role in shaping the public's perception and depiction of dinosaurs, often blending scientific knowledge with imaginative storytelling. One of the most profound impacts came from films, particularly the groundbreaking release of Jurassic Park in the early 1990s. This movie not only showcased stunning visual effects that brought dinosaurs to life in unprecedented detail, but also introduced a new generation to the awe and wonder of these ancient creatures. The depiction of dinosaurs as fierce predators and dynamic characters captured the imagination, elevating their status in popular culture and inspiring a renewed interest in paleontology. Books have also significantly affected how dinosaurs are portrayed, both in fiction and scientific literature. In the realm of literature, works like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World and later Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park have romanticized and dramatized the notion of dinosaurs living alongside humans. These narratives often emphasize adventure, danger, and the idea of resurrecting ancient species, blending scientific inquiry with thrilling fiction. Such stories not only entertain, but have also sparked curiosity and inspired readers to learn more about paleontology and prehistoric life. Moreover, educational books and children's literature have contributed to shaping the understanding of dinosaurs as fascinating rather than fearsome. Many picture books and non-fiction texts present dinosaurs in a manner that highlights their diversity, behaviors, and evolutionary significance. This approach fosters curiosity and empathy toward these ancient animals, helping younger audiences develop an early appreciation for science and nature. However, the influence of films and literature is not without drawbacks. The sensationalism often present in movies can lead to misconceptions about dinosaur behavior, anatomy, and the ecological roles they played. For example, the large, aggressive depiction of iconic species, such as Tyrannosaurus rex, often overshadows the diversity and complexity of dinosaur life. Overall, while movies and books have undeniably enriched the cultural landscape surrounding dinosaurs, they have also created a mixed legacy, blending entertainment with elements of myth that can distort public understanding of these remarkable creatures. Popular portrayals of dinosaurs often prioritize entertainment and dramatic storytelling over strict scientific accuracy, leading to a range of discrepancies between fiction and reality. One of the most prominent inaccuracies is the depiction of dinosaurs as overwhelmingly large, fearsome predators, exemplified by iconic images of the Tyrannosaurus rex and Velociraptors. While these species did exist, modern paleontological evidence suggests that many dinosaurs were not the ruthless hunters often portrayed in films and media. For example, some theropods, including smaller raptors, may have been social animals that hunted in packs or scavenged, rather than solely relying on predation. Another area where popular portrayals diverge from scientific evidence is in the representation of dinosaur appearances. Earlier depictions, largely influenced by older fossil interpretations, often presented dinosaurs as scaly, lizard-like creatures. However, recent discoveries of feathered dinosaur fossils have reshaped this narrative, indicating that many theropods likely sported feathers or feather-like structures, suggesting a closer evolutionary relationship with modern birds. Films and literature have gradually begun to incorporate these findings, although the transition is still ongoing. The environments in which dinosaurs are depicted can also reflect inaccuracies. Many popular narratives portray dinosaurs interacting in lush tropical settings, which do not account for the diversity of habitats dinosaurs inhabited, including arid regions, polar areas, and coastal environments. Different species thrived in varied ecosystems, and the simplification of these habitats can dilute the understanding of dinosaur ecology and behavior. Despite these inaccuracies, the influence of pop culture has spurred significant public interest in dinosaurs and paleontology. As a result, scientists and educators have leveraged this fascination to improve public understanding. More recent media, including documentaries and children's literature, often strive for greater accuracy by incorporating current scientific findings and representing dinosaurs within their appropriate ecological contexts. Ultimately, while popular portrayals can create engaging narratives, they may not always align with the latest scientific evidence, emphasizing the importance of continued education and research in this dynamic field. Museum exhibits have played a pivotal role in shaping public understanding of dinosaurs, acting as vital educational resources that bridge the gap between scientific knowledge and general public interest. Through carefully curated displays, museums provide visitors with an opportunity to engage with fossil specimens, reconstructions, and interactive installations that bring the world of dinosaurs to life. These exhibits foster a sense of wonder and curiosity, encouraging people of all ages to learn about prehistoric life in an immersive and meaningful way. One of the primary advantages of museum exhibits is their ability to showcase authentic fossils, offering a tangible connection to the past. Seeing dinosaur skeletons, egg fossils, and anatomical models firsthand allows visitors to grasp the scale and complexity of these creatures. Unlike media portrayals, which may exaggerate or simplify, museum displays present scientifically accurate representations and interpretations, often accompanied by informative signage that explains the significance of the findings. This educational framework helps establish a clearer understanding of dinosaur biology, ecology, and evolutionary history. Additionally, museums regularly update their exhibits to reflect the latest scientific research and discoveries. This responsiveness ensures that the public receives current information about dinosaurs and their environments, promoting an understanding of the dynamic nature of scientific inquiry. Many museums also include components that discuss the methodologies used in paleontology, such as excavation techniques and fossil analysis, providing insights into how scientists derive knowledge about these ancient beings. Moreover, outreach programs and educational initiatives connected to museum exhibits expand their impact beyond the walls of the institution. Workshops, guided tours, and interactive displays engage schools and local communities, enhancing educational experiences for children and families. By fostering a culture of learning through hands-on experiences and direct interaction with paleontologists, museums deepen public appreciation for dinosaurs and the scientific processes involved in their study. Overall, museum exhibits have become essential in shaping the public's understanding of dinosaurs by providing accurate information, fostering curiosity, and engaging individuals with the intricate story of life on Earth. Through their educational programs and dynamic displays, museums serve as crucial platforms for promoting awareness and appreciation of dinosaurs, encouraging continued exploration and support for the field of paleontology. New discoveries in paleontology have significantly challenged long-held beliefs about dinosaurs, leading to a fundamental shift in our understanding of their biology, behavior, and environments. One of the most transformative areas of revelation has been regarding dinosaur appearances. For many years, dinosaurs were predominantly visualized as large, scaly reptiles, primarily due to early reconstructions and limited fossil evidence. However, recent fossil finds, particularly from locations in China, revealed that many theropods, including well-known species such as Velociraptor, had feathers. This finding reinforced the idea that birds are modern descendants of dinosaurs, highlighting a more complex evolutionary relationship than previously thought. Additionally, advances in imaging techniques and analyses of fossilized remains have provided insights into dinosaur biology, particularly their metabolic rates. Previously, dinosaurs were often classified as slow, cold-blooded creatures. However, isotopic studies and bone growth patterns indicate that many dinosaurs, especially smaller theropods, may have had higher metabolic rates, akin to those of modern birds, challenging the notion of dinosaurs solely as sluggish reptilian giants. This shift suggests that dinosaurs were likely more active and adaptable than originally believed, with various species exhibiting diverse strategies for survival. Another area where discoveries have reshaped perceptions relates to dinosaur behavior and social structures. The findings of nesting sites and fossilized eggs in groups suggest that some dinosaur species practiced complex reproductive strategies, possibly involving parental care or communal nesting. This challenges the earlier belief that dinosaurs were mostly solitary creatures, instead suggesting they may have exhibited social behaviors similar to some present-day birds and mammals. The fossilized evidence of dinosaur interactions, such as bite marks or footprints indicating herding behavior, has further enhanced our understanding of their social dynamics. This has led researchers to consider the ecological roles dinosaurs played, including predator-prey relationships and collaborative behaviors. Overall, these groundbreaking discoveries reveal a more nuanced picture of dinosaurs, emphasizing their diversity, adaptability, and the sophisticated aspects of their biology that continue to redefine the narrative of life on Earth during the Mesozoic era.